Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Live Hands, followed by potentially looking at population tendencies. Um, I'm going to title this The Hesitant Straddler. So let's get started, and then we'll move on to other people's hands. I just have two hands.
London Pride.
Yeah, so I'm in the straddle. I will straddle when other people are straddling. If the majority of the table is straddling, I will give in and straddle. But as we know, straddling ultimately is a losing play. It's negative EV. This is really to $5, by the way. So this guy was interesting. He was talking a lot. He was drinking London Pride, which you don't find very often
Kind of
in
looked
the
that up.
bottles in the United States. It's a beer made by Fuller's, and which is like West London. And you hardly ever see it here, but he was drinking London Pride, so we had a conversation about that for a while. And he limps to my straddle, which of course results in a cascade of limping. I don't think anybody here is going to be creative enough to turn this into a squeeze. Correct?
Uh, yeah, with the button call, I would not.
Asma asks what stake is this? This is in this hand it's 1-2-4.
Would you bad?
Yeah, I guess it's 1-2-5, yeah. Um Usually it's 1-2, but the straddle's on, so straddle's pretty much on for 80% of the hand, so mostly it's 1-2-5. Um so yeah, we're not gonna ISO this hand. And we are happy to see a flop. Now this is where it gets interesting. So we get middle pair here, and a backdoor straight. $17 in the middle. And this
It
guy
would
donks
be
for 10.
30, right?
Sorry?
Would be 30, right? Because there's three less. Or like 10, 20, I mean.
It would be 20. It
Yeah.
would be 20, yes. But we'll just,
All right.
for simplicity, it would be 20, yes. So he bet, essentially, you're right, half pot into, and I've got middle pair with a backdoor straight draw. What are you guys
That's
doing? Are you going to
actually
exit
more
now? Just
accurate
get the
with
hell
me.
out? Or,
Um.
well, no, it's not because it's chip EV, so
Oh,
those
yeah.
will
Okay.
be
Never mind.
timed. So do we
Yeah.
exit now, or do we stick around, see a turn?
I honestly end up folding here a lot, just because it's like. I mean, if I was in position and he bet and everybody folded to me, I'd definitely call. But
Yeah, being in the middle of the sandwich here.
middle of the sandwich, you have. I mean, he's betting into three players. I mean, it seems ridiculous to fold already, but I mean,
I think folding is
hell,
appropriate. I think
yeah, I
I
mean,
think
there's plenty
folding
of times.
is. I think in retrospect, if I had this hand, I think I frankly would have folded here and just said fuck it. Um,
One thing's good is that you are in position to the person that's taking the first act of aggression.
I am
So,
in position to the aggressor, the donker aggressor here. So I
yeah,
do
so I
decide
mean,
to
I think you can
call.
call fold.
I think the backdoor equity to the nuts. If we're trying to the backdoor to the bottom, straight probably not. But and there's two. We don't have a diamond. There's two diamonds out there. This is, I think, actually I think this is probably a mistake. I think this is a fold.
But it mixes. If you put in Prometheus or whatever, it probably mixes here, even though this isn't going
Yeah.
to be a solved spot. But
So
all right,
now we're
well,
three ways to the turn,
as I said,
and we do turn additional equity to the four. So we're drawing the nuts very thinly with a middle pair. Um, and he had bet half pot essentially on, and then he bets 10 again. This is where we've got someone behind us. What do you got?
Uh, I would love to raise if this was heads up.
Do you think we get to raise here with someone behind?
No, with someone behind, I don't love to
Yeah,
raise.
I don't think we get to raise with someone behind here.
Mm.
Um,
We're actually in a decent spot where we can call. So now that we're already here, and he goes 10 again, what are we getting? It's 60 in the pot. In the middle, he's making a less than 25% pot bet. So we need less than 17% equity to call. We have three. uh,
so 8, so 8% to the nuts. Well, no, because
yeah,
diamonds.
yeah.
Less because it's
And
diamonds. And then we already
we
have an
can look at
existing
two
pair.
sevens
Two sevens are probably good.
and five. I mean, we're not really getting what we need to, but when he goes 10-10, if you go 10 here and call and this guy folds behind, then you can really just steal the pot a lot of the times on the river when he does. If
Point.
he goes small again. I mean, I would say if he goes small again, he's not going to bet three streets with anything worse than a seven, right? So we don't have showdown.
Yeah, yeah.
So on
We
the
don't have
river, if he
showdown on. We're behind essentially when he
yeah,
yeah. I mean, the only thing I think that we're ahead of here is him setting a price for a flush draw,
yeah,
maybe some kind of wheelie combo draw. But I think I think sometimes this is a flush draw. Um,
some portion of the time it's a flush draw, a weak king, even some 7x will
a
do
weak
this.
king, yeah.
Mm.
So
You can have some
yeah,
straight
so
draws that do this.
I don't think we can exit when we've got a very small four out, well, three really, maybe three and a half, you can call it. Plus, we got a pair. So I don't think this is okay. But we get a call. So now this just sucks. And now it gets interesting. River
Hey,
two pair on a board with a myriad of straights.
hmm,
There
what does he
are
do?
countless amount of straights out here. 75, $77 in the pot. And now he bets 15. And there's someone behind. So our pot odds are ridiculous, but our pot odds really don't matter because in theory, oh, I don't know if you believe in theory at least. In theory, we are sharing the burden of defense with the player behind us. So our MDF requirements to this ridiculous size is are much smaller. I think the square root
Well,
should go up somehow. So even though we're being offered 14% here, and we've got to win 14%, but that's not entirely right because there's someone behind. So that changes pot odds. Pot odds really actually don't really, I mean, you can figure them multi-way, but my brain doesn't want to
then
think
does he
about it.
do this with a king?
Um, yeah, so king is a likely hand here, king X, but busted flush draws that just want to pretend that they have they have some kind of
I think a lot of their busted flush draws probably aren't just gonna keep going here with two people
yeah.
that called and then take. I mean, the small size is like this is very showdown hand,
Well, I think we're
not
being value here sometimes, right? I think if this is a king,
yes, yeah. Now we're
this is a
beating
king a
it.
lot of times, I think.
This is like thin value showdown-ish types of hands here. I think you could even throw some like pocket eights, pocket nines in there.
I don't know.
King
Ryan,
X.
like Ryan, Melanie,
I mean,
Josh, what do you guys think here? Rodney,
I would
Asma.
I would want to like call this, but maybe I tend to be a little bit too over happy to call.
I think we're actually happy to call here and fold to a million position, but
Yeah,
I
I think at this
I'll say
price,
problem down.
very hard to fold two pair.
I think we beat
This
enough of
price,
the big blind's value now with two pair. It goes takes this line that we can just
yeah.
call, and when the guy behind us folds a lot, he probably just missed a flush draw, and then a lot of the time we win a showdown against. I mean, the other question is if we just raise here, how often does imposition like I think we can raise small and target his king X that calls one time, or because I mean it's a raise for value, it's not a raise because I don't think he has a lot of 4X here or flush
Can we raise with
banking.
someone behind us still to act
I mean, the question is
on this
if
texture?
well, when we raise,
What's the action though? Go back.
it was a limp pot pre-flop, so everyone called the straddle pre-flop, and on the big blind, the straddle, Larry's the straddler, and then the hijack, and then the button called, and then the big blind leads for $10 into 20. Larry calls with middle pair, the hijack calls, and then button folds, and then he continues for 10 again into now what is 50, 60.
I'll show you. I don't mind showing you. Here we go. So what do we got here?
Click back.
So Sam, this is what we are. We are
Shadow, limb, two limbs.
yeah. So we decided not to ISO. I don't think we're gonna ISO this hand very often.
No,
So he bets half pot. We were sticky here. Arguably, we could fold here. I think probably this is a better fold than it is a call. I
I
think this is
would
an air.
definitely just fold here. All
But
right,
now we're
wet and dynamic board. Go back one beat. Go back to when the hijack calls. Okay, what is his range? If he doesn't have a set, if he had two pair, he would like this is where I would pay attention to when they call. Is there a debate for a race? If there's no debate for a race, so this is probably just top pair or a draw. If there's a debate, if there's a pause and there's thinking, then there might be some stronger hands in them. This is how I would approach it in life.
are you talking
So
about the imposition player or
yeah, in
the
position player, in position player, in position player.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
so this is probably not like it's wet. It's very wet. If he has like 5-7 off, he would probably just raise. So this is a king or draw. What kind of draws are there? 6-8 and flush draws.
Yeah, so
Uh,
we'll go back to where we were in the hand. So now he puts in a very small price. We've got a gutter. I think it's hard to fold here. And now we've arrived at the spot where we were before. So $15 so we're being offered like 15%. So I just begrudgingly put in the call and then everything's answered for me because he raises 200 bucks and we get out. He calls
yeah, then you fold.
and we fold, of course. And this guy had 8-9 off.
There you go.
Very, very interesting hand. Well, I mean I think this was I'm not gonna call it a blunder, but I think we can make a tight fold on flop here. I mean I'm kind of using solver logic when we don't really need to use solver logic in this spot, multi-way in the middle of the sandwich. Solver logic is like heads up
No,
in
I would fold.
position, our big blind for defending. We're usually going to defend here to a C bet with backdoor equity with middle pair, but I don't think we need to use that logic here. I think we can be a bit tighter. Um, and I think a fold is appropriate here.
I think so too.
Yeah. So that's hand one. Hand two I have, and then I'll pass it on to someone else, is much more interesting. So this hand, this guy, I call him phone clown. This guy in the button, he had his headphones in and he was watching videos all night. We've been playing probably like 3 hours at this point. He's just totally checked out of the table, just watching videos with his headphones in, and then he's kind of giggling to himself every once in a while, which I don't think I've seen before, like someone not checked out. Have you guys seen that before?
They're just waiting for hands. That's all.
all the time.
Yeah, yeah, of course. But have you ever seen, I mean, I've never seen someone on their phone. Have you guys, is that common?
No,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Uh,
you know, there's a guy on my in my casino. He brings headphones. He brings two tablets, sets them up on the table, and has is watching different videos on each tablet at the same time.
Because
That's
I
insane.
play with a guy that sits there and watches movies while playing, and he does his good hands and fold.
One guy does a laptop, brings a laptop, and does spreadsheets while he's waiting for hands.
So this is common.
Oh yeah,
It's like I try to be a good player and pay attention to action and what people are doing, but I guess some people approach this differently.
not where I play. I don't see that.
Never seen people watching
Rarely.
all day long.
You don't see as much of these people like on screens between hands.
Well, they're on screen, but they're not on headphone or trying to do spreadsheet or trying to do
Yeah,
work.
yeah. I've seen people trying
I,
to do work once, but that was almost a home game.
it's
So
not
The
we're
like I
guy
gonna
with
haven't
his
seen it.
taxes the one time.
say it again.
Not
Oh, the guy
often.
last week that was doing his taxes while we were playing. So they're
Fine.
there.
He was already spending his refund.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess people do check out a lot. So this hand isn't open. This is not my favorite hand, certainly. Straddle is on to 5. I think 20 is better than 15, but I went 15 here. I think I probably should go 20, frankly, when the straddle's on. And so this guy wakes up. He's probably playing like 30 to 40% of hands. I had not seen him 3-bet, but it's just a pretty small sample size, I think. So he flats and the straddle comes along. This is where it gets interesting. I think there's going to be some disagreement here um on
Why
the
not just go to 20? Does it say I don't want to make it bigger because I don't really like this hand that much?
I think to be honest, I think I was guilty of really not liking this hand and somehow rationalizing using 15. I think that 20 is better, if I'm going to be
I
totally
don't,
honest.
I feel like this is a very easy hand to play because it's open it. I'm gonna open it, and then when I get 3-bet with this hand, it's just very easy to throw it.
Yeah, this is an easy
It's
hand. This is a insta muck of summon 3-bets. Yeah, I mean, this hand has a lot of reverse implied odds. And
yeah.
so it's not my favorite hand. That's why we fold it so dramatically to a 3-bet. So but we flop top pair on a paired board, rainbow. The straddle checks to us. What do you guys want to do here? We've got an SPR of what? 8? No, against these guys, less. We've got 4, 5, somewhere around there. 6, 4 to 6, depending on the guy.
You guys saw my hands last week. I've been betting here a lot. I've been considering adjusting that and making this a situation where I don't know. It's good. Like this is a good hand to bet or check. I think with one player behind, the mistake I was making before was that I had 3 players behind me, and I'm betting strong top pair hands and playing them too aggressively multi-way. Would say that maybe this is a situation where we can just bet more off the player in position to us.
You cut out there. Say it again.
I said I think this is maybe the adjustment we should be making with these types of hands are to bet with one player in position, check with more than one player in position to us, and maybe this is a good time to just go bet one bet here on the flop. And,
So,
you know,
yeah. So I think if we were to look at Hungry Horse fundamentals, I think they bet here. I think they call this a value hand, and they bet.
yeah. Yeah, he would describe this as thick value, but I think that even his thick value checks a lot being way out of
Sam, what are
it.
you doing here?
Not a lot of draws. I'm either betting small or checking, like
Yeah.
15 or checking.
So,
That's like when you bet here, they're probably not gonna raise you with a 9. Like the guy in position is not gonna raise you in a 9. Um, yeah, but it is thick value.
okay, I can buy that. Yeah, the way I'm thinking about this is the the value of our hand is pretty static, right? And we don't really, it's very hard for our hand to improve across two streets.
Yeah, and you're like when you're ahead, you're way ahead. When you're behind, you're very behind, kind of thing.
Yeah,
So
especially on this
that, that
texture.
that's why small bet or check.
So I choose check here. I want to see what these guys do. This guy seems to like to put money in, is my impression. But I really didn't have a clear picture of the kind of player he was. But he pots it here, puts 50 in. Big blankets out of there. I don't think we're folding top pair. Good kicker yet. But we are, I would describe, uncomfortable.
No, we're not folding. I mean, we could still be beating Queen Jack, Queen 10.
Now, the question I would have here is, are we beating value or are we already classed as a bluff catcher?
We're still
Mm,
beating value.
Be
Yeah.
queen
You could
jack and
have
queen
Queen
10.
Jack. Yeah.
So Queen Jack is a value bet here. Yes. But the sizing felt
I
to
would be more
me,
concerned if there was more draws on the board. With there being less draws on the board, him going big can just be a lot of protecting. I'm betting my weak queen and
yeah,
Yeah,
trying to,
some players
make sure
do
you don't
this with
get there.
some players do this with like pocket sevens.
Yeah, or pocket tens would do it, maybe.
yeah. I wasn't thinking of folding, but I was thinking, what is he saying he has it? To me, he's saying, I'm putting this more in I'm telling you I have a 9x, obviously. I think he's declaring 9x here. I don't think his sizing speaks to a weaker queen X that much. I could be wrong, though, which is what you guys are telling me, which is fine.
This is guy with the headphone.
This is the guy with the headphones. And so I began to feel like I already had a bluff catcher, but I'm not going to fold. I could be wrong. I could be misclassing this hand. This hand could be a value beater still, right? I mean, obviously, so if he's
I
got
mean,
value around like,
Too early
he
to
is
fold.
kind of
this is a
short.
queen jack, queen 10 hand with, backdoor straight draw, then this is obviously a value beater. I felt like it was more a bluff catcher, it turning into a bluff catcher quite quickly. But I could be misclassing it. And so call, we get a brickish turn. And now something very interesting happens. So we got SPR approaching 1, but he chooses this size. So he down bets to 20. Now,
Call.
yeah, I don't think we ever need to check raise here.
No.
And I couldn't help but think of Mark Goon in this situation with this
You
down
know,
bet.
yeah, Wow.
but now screams I don't have.
I wouldn't like I wouldn't until a guy shows me that he's capable of taking like hungry horse line, I wouldn't even bother.
I can see that.
I don't
But this
I
isn't
don't
even Hungry Horse. Why would he would never step huge on the flop and then
yeah.
down bet the turn.
Unless he's
He
like
would,
yeah.
because
Yeah,
let's
he would
say
have
he
taken
is
him.
here with a nine and he
Business.
is a Hungry Horse line, he would probably still go small on the
True.
flop, and then his big side would be on the turn to target your queen X that doesn't want to fold yet. It wouldn't
Yeah.
be go massive on the flop, hold out basically everything other than a queen, and then go
I would
tiny on the turn. Like if anything, if he went massive on the flop with a nine, he's going massive on the turn too,
Yeah.
especially when
I
one
would
more draw comes in.
yep.
So I don't think we need to check raise here. I think check raise just. I don't
No,
know if
no,
we get
no.
called by worse if we check raise, right?
I wouldn't
Does
check
No.
anybody
raise.
see
So
this as
you
a
think he
viable
has
check
Jack
raise?
Jack 10 would kind of make sense, right? I mean,
Yeah, but I would consider,
I would just
I
call.
would consider possibly donking this river in some.
Yay! Somebody said my mind. I would
Yeah,
dog this river. I'm like,
because what do we think he is? He's
he
got
probably has a
straight
showdown.
draws.
Yeah, he probably has a showdown hand. Let's just donk this river. I probably beat most of his showdown hand when he does this.
I can see
Yeah,
that.
he's got like some pocket tens, eights, sevens. We don't know how
Sevens. We
aggressive
don't
he
want him to
is.
have sevens. Um.
He's got sevens now, Larry. You got to fold. Fold out of position.
So
Um,
if you were to dunk here, what size would you use? We've got an SPR approaching one.
I'd say, what are we targeting here when we donk? We're targeting his he tens, his weaker queen X that bet huge and then got scared on the turn and bet small, but probably isn't gonna fold to a decent size. And he's got some like eights. Uh, he's not gonna bet thinly enough for value with his queen X. He's probably gonna check through his queen X. He's probably gonna check through pocket eights. He's not, which I wouldn't bet eights either. I would say I would donk here for what do we think the largest part of his range is? His misdraws, and then we think he has weak showdown type hands. His showdown hands will call at least $50 here.
Yeah, something like that.
So
50,
you'd like
60.
Yeah,
kind of block dunk. You would like block dunk $50.
50,
I mean it's
60,
not. It's a.
70.
I mean it's for sure a value bet because we think that he just doesn't have top of range on the turn when he does that down bet.
Yeah, but
We
it's a
It,
it's a block sizing.
Yep.
yeah, I mean it's smaller, but that's because we think his range is crippled. So we would go that he can call us. We think pocket eights can call.
I like that. I like so if you block and he shoves, insta-fold.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yep.
yeah.
So
I
I
mean,
don't go that
you saw your hand review, right? They don't race unless they have the nuts. The other guy had the nuts. They always have the nuts,
yeah.
right?
So
I mean they're not bluffing.
They're not
so
bluffing. Just fold.
so I now check. I can
I'm
see the
actually gonna
value
build
of the
out a
donk.
hand right now that showed how quickly he's able to run from a line that is incredibly underbluffed.
All right. So I check and then he shoves.
Now we
So this
fold.
is one weird fucking line, right? Potted
Yes.
river. I'm sorry, potted flop, tiny bet turn, shove here. What do you guys do?
It could be pocket sevens.
Yeah.
Pocket sevens would make a lot of sense.
Sometimes it may be pocket sevens, and sometimes it may be pocket sevens.
Yeah, every once in a while it is pocket sevens or
Yeah.
So so I decided my hand clearly now is bluff catcher, no question. But then I thought in game, I kind of equated this to bet check bet. And what we know with that line, we know bet check bet is one of the more overbluff lines in poker. We can look at that when we look at population data, either today or tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I think in my head I said this feels like bet check bet. But we know there's less bluffs live than online. We know our hand. So the way I look at this is we know our hand is classed as a bluff catcher now.
Yeah.
I felt the line could be equated to bet check bet.
I mean, that's not. I'm gonna say that in some scenarios, depending on the player, this is a weird ass a bluff, a weird value, but I think that overall they're generally not bluffing here. I'm just trying to figure out what.
Yeah, I
When
think
they
live there's less. I might be applying principles of online poker more live, which is probably an error.
the telltale sign is he put all the money in. Like when they
They
put
usually
all the,
don't.
they usually do not bluff with that sizing.
Like I saw a guy make a bluff that was not bluffing all night. He was super value heavy. He was a fishy player the other night, and when he bluffed, he ran a bluff to a larger size because he was 1,200 deep and he wasn't jamming. He threw in 150, which is nothing of his comparatively. It was a bluff, but he was not jamming his because he's scared.
But he was not jamming his what?
Like he had a great opportunity to bluff, but which I feel like everybody on the planet could see that this was a good spot to run a bluff because the lady went like went same size, same size, same size, and he river in position raised her to like 150 when she bet 20 into it again. And he shows the bluff. He hasn't been bluffing once tonight, but he had 1,200 in his stack. He was willing to throw
Oh, I
150
see.
at it to win. Not when he had 150 in his stack. When he had 150 in his stack or 200 in his stack, he did was play value hands, try and build a stack.
Yeah, I could see that.
So
I could see
it's
that.
underbluffed, especially when they jam. That's what I'm saying. Like,
So, final answer. Brian, final answer.
oh man, I wouldn't. I'd be if he win multiple bluff my face, I'd be perfectly okay with my late.
I didn't hear you
Let
say
And
him
what.
90,
windmill you.
yeah, like most players aren't bluffing here, so he's bluffing. Good for him. Congratulations. But
Next answer.
90% of the time, this is not a bluff.
Josh, what about you? What are you doing here?
Yeah, I mean, I would just fold and like hope he showed the Jack 10, but
All right, I could see that.
and if he has Jack 10, good for him, yeah.
Nice answer. All right, reveal.
But
So,
it depends. Like on your read on him, if he's on his phone, I mean, they he's maybe not like a really running loads of bluffs and trying hard. He's just
That's
they
he's there
just
to
want to
play
sit
bingo.
there. They just want to sit there and they just want to make the nuts, and then they feel comfortable putting all the money in. There's that kind of person. They're not there to like play a tactical game. They just want to make the nuts. There's quite a few people like that. But I don't know.
yeah, I'd have to
It
agree specifically about that read that when they're there just sitting on their phone, they're not running bluff. Like, every guy I see that sits on his phone the whole time isn't out here running bluffs. He's just waiting to make the nuts.
Yeah, I could see
Yeah,
that.
and also I would look at him and see if you can get a live tell. But if they're an aggressive maniac, you got to call it off, right? But if they're just some random, you know, just fold and move on. I don't know. That's how I would play it.
Melanie, any thoughts? I saw you raise your hand.
Yeah, I do have a question. I mean, we raised pre-flop, but then we were pretty passive throughout the hand, right? So like, doesn't it give the other player the impression that they just might be good with a worse queen X? And also like this big bet on the flop. I mean, it could be any two pair, right? Because I think somebody put in the chat if they would have had a 9, they would have probably bet smaller. If they would have ace queen, they would probably also not be so concerned and they would bet smaller. And so it seemed like this sort of over protection bet. And then on this blank turn, they go like completely insane and bet $20 or something, which is probably where I would have already sort of attacked this player a little bit more. I would have
could see that.
I would have probably raised, and then if he re-raises me, then then I'm in trouble. But now we're at the river, and I mean, if this is online, I mean, I'm playing way lower stakes, but if I see that online, I would call it down always because we have just given the player the impression that we don't have a lot.
Yeah, but this
Yeah.
is live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not online.
So
He's not.
I
He's not doing this with Queen 10. Queen 10 would
That's what I'm
like.
saying. Queen 10 might bet the river, and if it does bet the
Yeah,
river, it's not jamming.
it's not jamming.
so the
It's
way I
gonna
look at this,
likely bet, like,
and
if it bets, which I don't even think it will.
so I went deep in the tank, and on occasion I can go very deep in the tank. And I kind of lose track of time, but I kept on focusing on how, like I said before, I kind of felt like a bet check bet line. I'm like, do you really do that with 9x? And what, and you're using, yeah, so eventually he called the clock on me. Called clock, and then I was bitter, and they started the countdown on me, and I continued to be bitter, and I don't know if it influenced my choice, but I did hero him.
But what do you think? Like, what do you think he has here?
So I think
He goes big on the
so. If we're
flop. What do
doing
we think
range
that he
here,
has?
range
We think
versus
he's gonna.
range, I think what does he have, and what are we going to do about it? I think if we, it's hard to understand what takes that betting line, right?
So what on
So
the flop?
he's
What do
to
we
me,
think
he's
happens though?
announcing he's got 9x. The only thing that might make sense is Queen 9. Like, are quad nines, are a river 9-7 are sevens. Me, well, no, I'm pulling out like an invulnerable hand might take this line,
I think we
like a
look at
Queen
it like,
9-9s,
let's say the
but
flop. We think his range is made up of some 9x, but we think a lot of his 9x doesn't go that much because
yeah,
it seems like a
why does he want to
protection bet.
fold out yeah, it's a pretty dry texture. Why does he want to fold out his customers?
But
Exactly.
also,
So we think like he's got some queen X. We think he has some pocket pairs that are doing this, like even some pocket tens and stuff that are like, okay, I have second pair. See if I can get other people out of the hand and just take it down. All right, I got called. So now we get called and which gets checked to. So we think he has some pocket pairs, some straight draws possibly, and then a little bit of 9x. And on the turn, he takes $20. What do we think about his range then?
I mean, the only thing I thought is what went through my mind, and spoiler, I hero him here. Went through my
Mhm.
mind, and is Hungry Horse. Like
Mhm.
that's what my initial thought was. Now that may not pertain here, and that may be a mistake to think about. Oh, but this looked really like a where you at bet in position to me on turn.
Yes.
This,
So then when we think he's taking
so
that
if this
bet,
is a
what do
where
we
you
think?
at bet, old school where you at bet, and I am presenting a capped range by just flatting here, then I think we get some heroes here when he just shoves like this.
I would look at that second bet as like weaker, like pocket pair type hands.
So
Straight draws still.
so then that gives him sevens here that makes sense then, but that's a pretty small part of his range.
That's true.
I
I
mean
agree.
that discards like tens are here. He's not going to three bet tens all the time.
Hmm.
Eights. So anyway, I I I decide to hero. I'll end this hand.
Okay.
I'll end the pain. Uh, here's the here is the giveaway. So I so when
I think you
I
were
decided to
right.
hero, and then I got bitter, and he said you're good, and I was a bit of a frankly a jerk, or maybe more of an asshole, and I just stood there and didn't move because I was I was bitter that he called the clock on me, and I stared at him and didn't say anything, and he said I said you're good, and I didn't
just
move,
just
stared at
one
him,
just
Said
one
and
you
then the
called
dealer
question.
clock on me,
said so,
motherfucker.
And then yeah, and then the dealer said, if one of you doesn't turn over your hands, I'm going to take the pot. And I still didn't move and stared at him. And then finally, um, my stubborn assholeness won out, and he turned over stone cold bluff.
What the fuck was
Yeah.
that?
So, Larry, that's one thing that I was also wondering since he called the clock on you. I mean, imagine if we imagine ourselves in the position of that player, and if that player would really have the nuts, wouldn't they be more patient, waiting for you to make the right decision and call rather than seeing that you're already in distress and putting on more pressure on you to sort of like lean towards your fold?
That's what I was gonna
Yeah,
say. That's the only
yeah,
thing
I
that
don't
got
know. I
really
mean,
weird is at the end when you said he
using the
calls
clock
clock.
as a tool, I mean, I think it's an interesting option. I mean, in retrospect, I think you're right, Melanie. I mean, I think that he very well could have just been trying to discombobulate me further and thinking that would get me to a fold because I was clearly in the tank and not sure what to do, trying to piece together what is a very unusual line and what part of his range takes this line. Sam said sevens is the most likely hand, but that's a very small part of his range. So yeah, he might have used the clock. It's the second time live someone's called clock on me. The first time some guy was on super tilt and I opened early and there were a bunch of callers and then he shoved like a baby stack and I had queens. I had to decide whether I wanted to call and keep people in or reshove. So I was in the tank. Um, but yeah, it did this obviously it made me a little bitter. I sometimes can lose track of time. I don't think I was particularly long, maybe a minute I was sitting there. I think his clock call was out of line. Um,
Oh yeah, you hero him, and he was bluffing. Good.
yeah, did you like the hand, Sam? What'd you
I
think?
I I love it, but I mean, still doesn't matter because they under bluff. But you
Like
did
the
give him rope.
stoic donk.
But you did give him rope. He was using a all-in sizing, so that's like conflict of information.
It was
In
conflicting information. That is part of it. Got any hands for us, Sam?
yeah, yeah, I posted
Oh,
them
great.
all.
Well, why don't we go to Josh next? Because Josh, you got some hands, right?
Yep. Yep.
All right.
Mhm.
Floor
Can you
is
see?
yours, Josh.
Yeah, Alex says this hand last night. So
So
I see some deep
what
stacks.
stakes are we playing? It's
we're
two
playing
five, right?
2-5
Yeah.
with the straddle on, yeah. You raise to 35 in the hijack. Now this guy is a bit of a maniac, and they've been getting it all in. He's been getting it all. There's about 25 grand on the table, and this guy has been getting it all in with this guy with 6-8 of diamonds pre-flop. They've been jabbing each other. They're going mental. They're drinking as well. And this guy has just sat down. He's also drinking, and he's a maniac as well. So um, that's the reads. I've just sat down about 20 minutes ago. So and so what you can do? Who wants Brian? You want to do this one
Sure.
or someone?
Let me pull it up. Okay, where are we? So we
So
have a maniac. You said.
button fold. Fold.
Oh man. So, oh, it's just a straddle. He just opened. Yeah, I'm three betting the shit out of him. We're gonna go to an extra big size because we're out of position. So we're gonna go like 140,
Yeah, I went
150.
150. And then this guy who is like giggling and drinking and is a total lunatic calls just flats like like the
Standard.
do.
Great.
But dude, this
Great.
is like normal shit right here. Getting cold
Great.
called
Yeah.
by a fucking straddle when you 3-bet. Makes sense.
And then the other read was in the previous hands. This guy in the straddle put in. He had like an 800 stack. He put in. There was like 150 on the flop in the pot. Then on the flop, this guy bet 400. This guy jammed him, and he folded for like another 400. So which was just insane, like, on the flop. I thought.
That's all
Anyway,
standard stuff.
that's the flop.
Okay, so 3-bet pot. What are their ranges? They got suited aces, offsuit broadways, pocket pairs, some suited broadways as well. So they're gonna have some stronger ranges likely. We're out of position to 2 players, so the adjustment I like to make is going to continue to check my range out of position here, even with top.
Yeah,
See
you're
what
gonna
they
check.
do behind me. Yeah,
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
if player 3 jams, I'm calling him.
Yeah, if he jams, you're calling him. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
I bet, and this is kind of small size.
Yep. I think it's either a bet small or check. I like a check with 2 players out of position. If I was in the middle, I would like a bet more.
Okay. And this guy, he's coming along, and then this guy just jams like that. So, like,
Oh my god.
yeah.
This is
So,
insane.
What the fuck?
yeah,
He's really aggressive.
yeah.
So I don't usually talk about blockers, but we do block the nut flush draw, so that's going to give him less flush draws. So he's just jamming here. But will
Question
he
I would
ever
ask is if he is last to act in position, how often is he doing this with, let's say, 9-7, 9s, or 7s?
less likely? I think he may raise.
Do you guys think we can discount very top of range?
No.
So Sam does think he possesses 9s and 7s here.
No, because like it's a wet dynamic board. There's 2
No, we
players
can't
in the
discount
hand.
top of range.
There's 2
This is
players in
just
here, and then the 3-better bets out on the flop. If I
we have
have
given him no
7s or
rope.
9s, if I have 7 or 9s here, I'm high five jamming it in. Like we cannot discount top of range.
Yeah,
Now,
I mean,
you're jamming 9s or 7s here because
it makes the
you
most
don't think
sense.
that the 3-better has a fold button or for equity denial.
Well, we think he just c-bet into 2 players. He's
Or-
gonna have a lot of top
well,
pair over
well,
pairs and
Sam, what
stuff
do you
like that.
think?
Yeah, I don't think. First of all, the second guy calls in between, so I think none of them has any fold buttons. Like if I'm in position here, like I don't think any of them has fold buttons, and they're short enough because one guy bets 175, the other guy calls. The pot is already what, like 7 or 800, and then the guy only has like 800 behind. Like
Yeah.
there would be no reason for me to slow play.
Okay.
Like
Yeah,
if
this
they if
everything's conflicting right now. As he's an aggressive player
yeah
that's capable of doing this with bullshit, but at the same time, he just had the I 3-bet him and then continued on the flop into him. And there's a caller in between, and now he's jamming into 2 players. Wet dynamic. Like he's aggressive and probably capable of doing it, maybe capable of doing it as a bluff, but he can bluff into 2
I think we
players.
see a lot of combo draws here.
Yeah, I'm not going to discount that there. I would say when we're holding the ace, that is going to contain a lot what he should be
yeah
calling of what we expect him to call with. Less
King
of
Jack
those.
spades, 10-8 spades.
Jack 10 of spades, 9x of spades, 6-8
Yeah.
of
Oh my God.
spades.
It was a tough one against the against a super act. So more of the backstory here. This guy's just been getting in pre-flop
Yeah,
shove wars with this guy, this
he
player 4.
this with player 4 and player 3. He's been bullying player 3 and this guy. They've been going nuts at each other, and
Have they been getting it in
this
pre, like their stacks in pre and stuff?
yeah, they've been getting stacks in pre with bullshit. They've been going mental. They're having a big party, and
Yeah.
Well, that puts it a lot towards, I think, a hero here. I mean, we're going to call this a hero call if you call.
yeah. So I mean, I thought
I wouldn't fault you for calling. I would probably call myself.
Yeah, I'm trying to
so I
think.
thought
It depends. This is like
there's
a flip a coin and call. Fuck it. Like,
but look at the
'cause-
odds you're getting, right?
Yeah, I'm
There's
fist pump
there's
calling this.
800 there's 800 in the middle already, and like now we're getting just such great odds. So and there's so many draws. So I thought there's no way we can fold
I
against
mean, with
this
your
aggressive guy. Right?
yeah, with description of player, like we just call,
Yeah.
it is what it is.
So
Yeah,
so I call.
could he be like overvaluing like king queen?
And queen, yeah.
Yeah, but
So
he could just be
this is
trying
this is a spot where if there is some kind of a draw and he could be overvaluing something, this is when you should call. Versus a spot when they raise the river, they literally have no bluffs. That's when you should fold.
Yeah, I mean, an
Yeah.
aggressive player, he is going to be capable of doing this with some sort of combo draw.
Yeah.
And we just,
We get the perfect run out. Great run out. This guy
well,
had
hopefully you're
king
ahead.
6. Then this guy, since he was the one that went all in, I was like waiting for him to turn over his hand, and he just won't turn over his hand.
Yeah, he
And
missed a flush draw or some shit.
I'm waiting, and then the other regular player says to me, "Just turn over your hand. It's all right." And then later on, they said, "Don't force him to show because it'll
He's
piss
the
him off."
fish.
And then
Don't force him to fold.
Yeah,
Don't
don't
force him
force.
to. He's the VIP. You got to make him happy.
That's
Yeah,
what they
don't
said.
show don't make the fish angry and leave.
That's exactly what they said. So I didn't.
Yep.
But, yeah.
There you go.
And which
So-
is a little bit different than the hand I showed before. Well, it's not so different. I was just angry and bitter. So I took it out on the guy for calling the clock on me. I think they're right though. Generally, the fun player who's you're going to make a lot of money from, you want to make it a
Keep him
fun,
happy.
place
Yeah.
for him to drink and party.
I was gonna say, I had a question. I had a player like that at my table recently that was just like dying for me to take a shot with him. And I normally don't drink in general, and I don't really drink, especially when I'm playing. But I was like, this guy has come over. He is piss drunk. He is throwing money around. He's got like 1,500 in his stack. I'm covered. I'm gonna take a shot with this guy and make sure he wants to play and hang out. Like
Yeah,
normally
I
I would
mean,
never do.
I mean, it's pretty pathetic when you think about it, right? Show up to a table with, $1,000 or whatever. You're drunk as hell, and then you're trying to get other people to party with you.
Yeah.
You're kind
But
of
the
a
guy
pathetic situation, but
they also ended up dragging him out of the poker room that night because he started throwing chips at another player and screaming at a dealer, calling the dealer a pussy for wearing a mask or something.
oh my God. So yeah, but
Which
I
is
mean, from
interesting.
your perspective, you want to make it a fun and hospitable environment for him to play and lose his money.
Yeah.
When you just
And-
look at that situation, you know that the profit of the table is going to come from him. So you want to.
Yeah.
This is the soft arts of playing poker. You want him to be at the table, and actually what you really want is for him to be at the table. You want his phone number, and you want to pretend you're his friend, so you know whenever he's at the poker table.
Well, I'm gonna invite him to the private game then.
All right, yeah, I'm sure
To the
someone
home
will
game.
invite him to the private game. Sorry,
We
Josh. All right,
got
so you got open
bunch
to
of predators
35. You're
here.
sitting with sevens.
What did you say? Bunch of predators. Okay. All right, who wants this one? Sam, you want this one?
Anyone, Melanie or Rain or someone else?
Sure, I'll do it.
Okay, it's just a quick one, but Are you gonna? What are you doing here?
I would just call.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Also, this size is that. I guess that's right. They could go like 40. Probably would be better, right? Just because
As
going
the
to be out of
small
position.
blind, yeah.
Yeah.
So what is the table? Is it normally it's 1-2 or
It's
1-5 or 2-5?
2-5 with the straddle. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think his size is all right. Hello.
A
Yeah.
bad player.
Yeah.
He's a
No,
bad player.
these players are better. They're all right. Yeah, they're kind of regulars. They check and then
Okay.
w-
I do have a diamond in my hand, um, which makes me lean more towards a check. And then if player three does something, then I can think about like a check raise or something. But for now, I'm not afraid of the flush draw. Um, the board is not really so connected except for the flush draw. So I would just check behind.
check and then check raise. Yeah. So yeah, I just bet it, and I kind of like your idea better. But, I did just bet, and then they just folded, so that was a
Oh.
quick one. But I think yeah, check raise, check and check raise would be nice, right? Yeah.
I think in
Do you want to do
theory,
another one?
well, let's go back to that
Yeah.
for a second. I think in theory, I mean, this is a complicated spot, but I think your frequency of betting is based a lot on the SPR and the texture, right? So pull back your bet for a second. Where are we? Our SPR is like at 10 before you bet.
Yeah.
So I think at this SPR, you're going to be motivated to fast play this more. There's a lot of money to get in, and you want to play for stacks with this hand.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
want
Right.
to, especially when
So
you say the guy in position was like decent. That means they're not gonna stab all that often. You should just bet your hand. They fold, they fold. They don't have a hand to continue.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
And
there are some draws,
especially
right?
it's not. See, it's not. There's some draws. It's like when you say they're decent, that means they understood when they do check on this kind of a board, they could have a jack. Like the first guy could have like queen jack, king jack. Because you said they were decent, right?
Yeah.
And like sometimes he could have an overpair,
Yeah.
right? So that's why like I would not slow play here. I would just bet myself because I can't count on the guy who's decent on the button to they understab. They're not. I don't think they're gonna bet. And then when you check race, they're gonna if they when you check, you want to check race a guy who's a fish who's not gonna fold like Jack 10. You don't want to check race a guy who's capable of folding a Jack.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
like I
Yeah.
But
I wouldn't.
just two questions. I mean, if we check raise and he then folds, because let's say we check and then he bets small and we check raise him, at least we got more money out of the hand than if we bet directly and we bet 2/3 or whatever, and then all of them immediately fold. And the other question.
Yeah, but if he bets a Jack and then he folds a Jack, that's bad. Versus
Yeah,
when you bet here, he's gonna flat you with a Jack. That's a much different line. They're gonna fold more versus like ultra aggression. Versus if you just come out and bet, they're just gonna call you. If he had King Jack, he's just gonna call you three streets.
and so like, would you then advocate for betting smaller? Would you go for the 60? Would you bet 30, for instance? Keep the
Yeah,
flush draws in.
yeah, like half pot 30, like anything. It's better than checking, I would think. I don't think it matters. You bet 60 here, it's not that big of a bet. They're still gonna call you with a jack. Say if he has like Jack 10 suited here, he's not gonna fold. At least not to the first bet. They just don't have anything.
We
I
think
mean,
that
And they
they're gonna call the same sizing, like the same amount of money, the same hands with the same sizing. So like if you bet 60 here, I think the same hands are calling when you bet 30 here. Let's just go bigger now when we can cooler the jack.
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, one of my reasonings for why I wanted to check was because if, let's say, on the turn it comes a king of clubs, maybe they hit, and then maybe there's more value for me on later streets. But right now, when I see this board, I think who's gonna hit that? Like, maybe somebody has like 3-5 suited in the big blind or whatever, but like it's not really, there's nothing out there yet. So if I stab at it, I feel like
Our
the draw.
escrow is like 15. I would like to, or yeah, like 15 more greater than that. I would really like to check because we want to build the pot as much as possible. I don't know. It's just also with one, like if we were the first person to act, if we were in the small blind with pocket sevens, we open, flop the set, I would check way more. But with one player out the left to act behind us, that's a decent player, is probably not going to overstab into two people. Then we might as well just go bet, 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 and try and get them to call, call, call with the same hand. We're going to call it anyway. Like if we bet 60 here, what do we think his range is? Flush draws, jack X, probably some 7X or straight draws. And on the turn, we go bigger to target those hands that are still inelastic. And then on the river, we have two sizings. Like if we were bluffing, we would go small a lot of the time to fold out the weaker flush draws and then go huge to target their jack X.
Okay, so but then if we want to keep the flush draws in, we should not bet 60. No, we should bet like 30.
I don't think it matters though. That's the thing. Like if they have king eight of diamonds, do you really think they're gonna fold to 60 compared to 30? I don't
Well,
think
if
they fold.
yeah, you're probably right. I was just thinking, if indeed they are decent players, as we have all assumed, then they might know some math, and then they might say, okay, I have like a weak flush draw. What's the point of continuing this? The other person might also be on a better flush draw, and then just
But
fold.
part of what we want to do too is make them make a mistake. Like they're not making a mistake by calling you if you bet smaller with a flush draw. The thing is, they're going to make mistakes because they're going to chase too many flush draws from in position when they are not getting the right price to chase flush draw. We
That's
want them to make a maximum amount of mistakes, and that's where we're going to make the most money.
yeah, I understand.
In
This is
position,
this
it's
is this is
hard to
for the
understand what the right price is beyond an overbet because there's a lot of implied odds in this hand. We're very deep.
yeah. It's draw
Yeah,
heavy enough. I would expect the straddle to be flatting a hand with like king deuce of diamonds. So I would just bet here. I wouldn't check raise because I would suspect a decent player would not stab as much. So
yeah, I think the more profitable line is a bet here at this SPR. That's what it comes down to for me. And if they don't have anything, they don't have anything. I mean, it's frustrating when everybody folds, but your SPR is going to drive betting.
And plus, but if we went bet, 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 we can get all the money in, right? Like we went 60 here, we get one call, we have 220 in the middle, we get 200 on the turn. It's gonna be close, but
You can also, I think Scotty would often argue for an overbet on turn here, which I think this is a perfect, in theory, I think this is well, I don't know about
yeah,
multi-way, depends on how many calls, but in theory, this is a perfect overbet spot on turn. And I think an
yeah.
overbet makes sense for the reason you're talking about, which is they are going to call too much with flush draws to an overbet.
Yeah, I mean, well, when we go, that's part of what it's good about going big here too, is that we really are able to figure out what to target on the turn. Like if we go 75 here and we get called one time, what do we think we're gonna get? Like we're gonna get called by a lot of Jack X and a lot of flush on the turn. We're
Yeah,
targeting Jack X and flush draws that are gonna be more inelastic. So we go 75, 150, 250. Yeah, we go 300 on the turn, a small over bet. And we think Jack X still calls, and then we think their flush draws still call. And then on the river, we just split our sizing to be like, all right, to get called by Jack X, we think we need to go somewhat small here. Go here. Or big if we think he's not capable of folding a jack. But he's pretty good apparently. So probably it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I
All
mean,
right.
I just don't think we benefit from a check raise that much here with
Yeah.
one player to left act.
So I think the conclusion we've come to on this one, Josh, is that you made the right line. But it
Okay.
is
Nobody had anything.
very much a
Just
tragedy
annoying,
when
yeah.
everybody folds.
Okay.
That's how poker is, man. Sometimes they don't have it,
Mm-hmm. It sucks.
and your job is to recognize when they have it, and you have the nuts. Don't slow play.
Yeah.
If you got check raise, I would just jam.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Or bet massive, yeah.
Jam, I'd say I have no fold equity here. Let's just
Yeah. If we run into jacks, we run into jacks. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, you can't be worrying about that.
Yeah.
So yeah, they would then this hand this guy actually I wrote it out wrong on the program, but he only had 120, not 200. So Rain, you want to do one? Or
Yeah, sure.
oh,
Yeah,
what are
I
you
mean,
going to raise it to? I mean, I know these guys are going to say bigger. They're going to say go massive.
so you like this is 1-2, right? So they both just limped.
Yeah, limping.
即係麻改啦。
Oh. Yeah. So you're gonna be like in position to one of them, so you're gonna be in the middle. So I was thinking like 12 or something.
Yeah, I went 15. You know, we're out of position to this guy, so we really don't mind him folding. You know,
Yeah.
so that was great. He folded, and this guy calls.
Nice. Yeah, nicely in position.
And oh yeah, he just donks right out. Like the
Wow.
pot's 32, and he bets 50. So
This is an
kind of
interesting
weird.
spot. So he overbets here.
Yeah, and by the way, he's only got 65 left behind, not 135. So
Right, that as well, yeah.
he's got 65 or 70 or something like
So
that.
basically if you call, like if you call, he kind of is gonna be putting all the money in almost certainly.
The
Yeah,
question I would ask here first, because this is very much now becomes a player dependent spot, adjustable depending on who the player is. You know, what do you know anything about this guy? You know anything? Have you noticed anything about his play so far?
no, it's just some random guy, you know, that you get in these games.
Okay. And what do you think his range is here? And what are we going to do about it?
I don't know. I'm thinking like, how many frees can he have? Like none, right? I mean,
It's very, I mean,
unless he's got ace free suited, you know.
yeah, I can
like,
think of two. He might have fours, depending on how much he's gambling.
Yeah.
Plus his flush draws, you know, like he could have 5, 6 or something.
If you call, SPR is approaching 1.
I mean,
Does
if
anybody else here feel this is a
if
fold shove
he
spot?
calls, like he had way less behind,
No.
right? He had only like 65 behind
Oh,
or
Sam,
something.
you're back.
We're not folding. You said he only has what? 50
I didn't say
behind?
fold, Sam. I said fold shove spot.
You said
Is
fold
this a
shove.
fold shove spot? That's
No,
what I didn't. No one said anything. I said, given the option with our range, is this a fold shove spot?
Oh no.
It's not a fold shove spot.
No.
What do you
What
mean
are our
by
options then?
Like, what do you
Huh?
mean? Like, other we fold here or shove? I think it's a jam or a call. I'm trying to figure out, like,
It doesn't matter. I don't think it matters. Like you could call, you could shove. I don't think he's folding for 60 more once he put in half his stack.
So
If he's
my
a play,
impression is that given the SPR you're gonna have on turn, with our range, not specifically nines, with our range, you're looking at a fold shove spot here. And I think with this hand I prefer shove.
All right.
I think it's enough
I just
hands that are weaker than yours that take this line that will fold when bad cards start to come out. Like we just
called,
with ace four and fives and sixes.
and then he put in. This is 65 or something. Not
Yeah.
135.
Snap
in-
them off.
Yeah.
Yeah, just that, the argument is, I mean, I think the argument is you look at what your SPR is going to be on flop here,
Yeah.
and your SPR essentially you don't have a shove range anymore. The only hand I would like call would be a three or fours. But I think everything else in your range drops into fold or shove. And
I would not bluff here though. Like if I had king, queen, and diamonds, I would not bluff. I would just fold.
So yeah, everyone's calling this, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
so we're calling it now, yeah. And
10-4. See, he's gonna have enough
Wow.
weak hands that do that shit when they're short stacked.
so
That's kind
this
of what
is,
I liked
that's
about jamming was that his four can get scared when more overcards start to come out, or his fives or sixes. Maybe we just jam and get him to call off before overcards start coming. But obviously he didn't care. So
Mike makes a good point about aces and kings. They might also fall into the king range, the call range. That's a good point.
Yeah, they don't care.
Just random going crazy, pressing buttons.
Yeah,
well, he made a
we're gonna see that
standard
sometimes.
limp call
It's
massive ISO with 10-4 suited.
it's not random. We see this often, right? It's not random. That's how they
No,
play live. That's how it is, bro. That's why I stopped playing online because they do these kind of dumb shit live.
So this is I think this is a fine defense spot,
Yeah.
especially at this price.
Yep.
Yeah, I called. Check.
Flop.
Bet 10.
Nothing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you say it's nothing, but then it's also kind of backdoor flush draw, backdoor straight draw, and overcards.
2 overs. Yeah.
in
So
theory, it's often going to be a call here, but multi-way changes everything, right?
yeah. So when the
Multi-way
initial
changes
raises,
it.
when he
Sorry,
checked, these guys they just play really straightforward. So when he checked, and I think
so
he's
he
just missed.
essentially has no check raises in his range.
Yeah, there's no check raises in his range. Yeah, that's right.
And the guy stabbed.
And he stabs on the button. So I thought,
All right.
we can go for the bluff here.
I would
Yep.
okay, this is interesting. Let's go with that.
So I went smallish, I guess. I mean, yeah.
So this is an interesting bluff. Let's go through your thought process here, because it's not a spot I would find, and I find it quite interesting.
I thought the hijacks missed completely. The button is stabbing, and it's not. It's a pretty weird board, I thought the button has not got very much. He's got like a small pair or something.
And there's another argument here, in theory,
Yeah.
is that this board texture very much hits your range.
Right. Yeah, I thought that too.
So this board texture very much is in your big blind defend range more than these guys. This is a pretty awesome bluff, and I would not find it, but I like it.
I thought this is one you would find there.
I don't have enough. I'll pull this with I need more nutted equity draws
Heads
to
up,
pull
you
this
wouldn't
off.
even heads up. You wouldn't go after this.
Heads up. No, I frankly don't think I would. Not
I would
heads
only
up
check
live.
raise larger here. I think.
I would use
Yeah,
a bigger
maybe.
sizing.
Yeah.
Like, what do we? I'm just trying to look at stacked up though. So we got we go to like 50. He calls. We have 130 in the pot, and he's got 280 behind. What is? Hmm.
Yeah, I don't mind this size. It's fine.
Yeah, actually, maybe the size isn't bad because when we go bigger, we kind of do put ourselves in a weird spot. Yeah,
Okay, he
actually,
calls. What is his range? That's not a good turn.
What is his range? What are we gonna do about it? So, yeah, what's his range, Josh? Let's range this guy.
I don't know. I thought he just has a some small pairs, and like some random stuff.
So I would think when he stab, he has a 7. He has some kind of a pair like 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 7. Uh, he could have sets. So let's just assume he has all the sets when he bet, and then just rate, just call your raise. So that's it. So this turn card is an ace. What happens if I bet?
I think it really makes all the pairs pretty small, pretty miserable, right? It's like I know it doesn't really make sense that we have an ace, but it's just an
Yeah,
overcard it's an overcard to his pairs. So
yeah,
when
Also
but
when we
what
complete
bet,
some of
side?
your complete some of your bluffs.
yeah, I mean if I had I could have like ace five or something, right? I mean,
Our fourth three suited is what I was thinking.
yeah,
Um, but generally here, well, my initial thought is you did not improve. This card doesn't really hit your range. He has told you his range is very filtered. I mean, one of the beautiful things about getting a call and check raise pot like this, much like playing a three bet pot, is his range is much more filtered and allows us to understand what he has. And on this texture, it's hard to find any draws except around the wheel. And maybe like, maybe there's some 8-6 there, which is
yeah.
blocking it. Um,
So just for what are you going to do? You just got to keep.
I generally am
I,
going to. I think this card does not improve us. His range is filtered. He depends a little bit on the player, but I generally am going to give up here. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah,
What else? What
I thought
else?
I'd barrel on this one, and then I thought if he calls this, I'm giving up on the river, But so I barreled, and he just folded, so
Nice,
pretty quickly as well. Uh,
nice.
that's something I think we need to find more is that we can go check raise. They're going to call too wide on check raise, but if we think we filter their range, we can still do at least one more small attack that they'll fold to a lot. There's a couple of times where I've done that where it's been, I'm like, ooh, do I really want to? And I was like, wait, I can probably fire smaller here than I normally would instead of jamming. Because if I jam, when I get snapped, I'm way behind and they're going to call me with all the shit. But if I go smaller here, they floated me too wide on my check raise. I can go smaller here and get them to fold.
Yeah,
yeah.
I've been
I think you
thinking
should go. You should go back to that hand and ask yourself what happened. What happened if I bet here? What happened if I check here? If I
yeah,
bet here,
when we check, though, he just checks back all his showdown.
yeah,
He doesn't continue. We think the absolute top of his range isn't really in there as much because a lot of their absolute top of range is going to go bet three bet. So we think he has a lot of 7x.
yeah. He's probably
Think,
gonna if he has like 7, 8, he's probably gonna check.
yeah, and then when you
Uh,
fire on the river, he's not folding.
and 7, 8, he's probably gonna check. If we bet here, is he gonna fold 7, 8, like 5x, like 4, 3, 4, 5, deuce 3, a pair with a gutter.
I mean, some will,
I would just
some
say
won't. It's
a
like
lot of the bad players, the fish, they don't fold compared to a check raise a lot of the time.
Yeah,
So even though they
and
call you, like the one guy showed me him folding top pair, I went check raise and then I jammed the turn on him with a flush draw and he folded and he shows him folding top pair. But he
yeah,
calls me top pair weak kicker. He called it a check raise with it though. It then folded it whenever he got jammed on.
I think
yeah,
it
So
makes them feel stupid, like putting out a bet, and then you raising it, and then they have to fold. They feel like
Yeah,
insulted or something, right?
But
I
then
think
couldn't you overbet the river to get them to fold? Because I have a hand in there that I kind of did check back with showdown, and then
Well,
I
did you check
overbet.
raise it?
No, a little different. Uh, so
I
when
think
we
when we
check
if
here,
we go
he's always
check raise,
gonna.
check jam, then I don't know. I haven't run that line before. I feel like it's an incredibly weird line that I'm gonna get called on a lot, but I haven't tried it, so I can tell you.
Yeah, I don't know either. I'm just exploring, like, because if we check here, he's always gonna bet his sets that stab the flop and just call the race. So
Well,
when
that's
he
kind
does
of what I
that,
like. So if we go check raise and then bet small, what is he gonna do with a set that just called and didn't go bet three bet?
yeah,
What does he
or
do
he
with
could,
it? Does he
or he could flat.
well, yeah, does he flat or do we think he raises a lot there? Like when there's in
I,
position and then we go small again, I think they're going to get greedy and start to go after it again because they want to get money in the pot and their draw just came in. I would say that we can go check, raise, bet small a lot of the time and get them that's good. The second barrel gets them to fold a lot of their bullshit. And then, well, I mean, we have bullshit too, but the second barrel gets them to fold. And then I think they raise off those very strong hands again, though, because they're going to get greedy and they're going to want to build a pot, especially when another draw comes in, I would
I
think.
don't know. Like, are we? If we bet small here, are we gonna give up on the river,
I would consider it. I mean, like, if we go check,
or
raise,
do we
bet
wanna,
small, then we
or
can
we wanna?
target. We could go with a
Yeah,
small bet on the river to target their draws as well that are ahead, but they don't have. I mean, what they
yeah.
have?
There's no
What are their
draws
draws
there.
that beat
Like,
us?
yeah, like I'm tempted to check race and then bet big on the turn just to get him to fold, like nine
Well, it's
seven,
all. Well, yeah, it's
eight
all
seven.
different though when you have like a lot of stack to work with. Like I'm saying, if I'm playing super deep, I'm gonna attack with a bigger size on the turn again, likely. But when you're shallow like this, it's like you kind of can't really go big. 'Cause then what do you do on the river? You kind of have to jam or go small. And when we jam, I mean, the only thing he can really snap us off with is a 7. So
Yeah,
maybe a jam isn't terrible either.
yeah. Because if we check here, the pot is 90. If we go 2x pot on the river, is it really calling us with 9-7?
I mean,
I don't know. I just thought it was an interesting spot.
that is an interesting spot. I'm considering it. I think that you're right. Like if we go check, which actually I do like that. No, no, no. Actually, I think that works because I had a hand that I played where I had ace jack and I was playing against a guy that I know he raises top pair often. I flop top pair. He checks to me. He check raises me with king queen. King queen offsuit and he flops or queen jack offsuit. He flopped top pair with queen and I flopped it with an ace. I called him because I know he check raises light with top pair hands. Then on the turn, he checks to me, I check back, and then on the river, he checks again, and the river's an ace. I bet small and he folds. So I think that yeah, that might actually be a good line to attack with is do a check raise check and then bet 2x pot river.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because when
Because
they
like
check
if
back
we,
here, they don't have a 7. They don't have
yeah, they don't have a
pocket
straight. They don't
fives,
have two
pocket
pair. They don't
sevens.
have, yeah.
Yeah.
They don't have a set.
Yeah, I actually
That's
like that
when
line.
that's when you could pounce. I feel like.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. I don't know.
Okay, one more hand. We've got one more hand. Bunch of limpers, and he bet 25.
Can't see it if it's up.
Can you see the hand?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, is everyone?
You might.
Maybe it's
What
just
would
me.
happen if you would? So your screen might be frozen. You can try unsharing and resharing.
You see?
Not yet.
Pull up the hand.
Ace king.
Yeah, ace king
All right, we got it. All
with
right,
the
so you got a
straddle on.
limper.
Yeah,
Straddle
two
on. So straddle's
limpers.
on to 5, right? So you're playing 1, 2,
Yeah,
5.
yeah. Straddle onto
Now, before
5,
you
and
go forward here, let's. Oh, this is interesting. This looks very similar to a hand. No, it wasn't. You had queens. This is a very tough spot, and you're in position to the ISOer. What do you know about the ISOer, the small blind player here?
they're like a really odd player. You know, they um they like I bet 100 on the river when I made a flush. I mean, I actually had a straight before, but then they like clicked it on me to 200 with just a pair of a pair of aces bad kicker. Um,
Okay, so you
so
play with
they
them.
just
Have you
did
played? Have you clocked a lot of hours with this player?
no, just a few hands, but they have done some weird stuff. So
And also, how deep? So 1, 2, 5. So are the pretty deep against this guy.
yeah, we're deep. Me and him are deep. Actually, deeper than I realized. I thought he had like 450, but actually he had some hundreds like buried in
Yeah, so
there.
I think in theory you're probably around 125 bigs deep with this guy.
Yeah.
Um, I'm gonna I'm gonna argue for a controversial position. And I would imagine I'm gonna get some pushback from some folks. You're in position to this player. It doesn't sound like he's aggressive to me. D- I think this 3-bet range is very linear, generally live. Although it's not a 3-bet, it's an ISO. I'm gonna take a controversial point and say we can flat here in position. All right, chat,
Boo.
yell at me.
No. Brian,
Boo.
yell at him.
Yeah, that's what I was asking. I was asking for it.
We want
I
to
was
get heads
asking
up in
for it.
position against a player that is dominant, check raises, min clicks with top pair weak kicker on a flushing board.
Yeah, I was
When we
expecting
call
it.
here, what's everyone else going to do? They're just going to call behind. Now we get to play bingo instead of outplaying them.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
And ace king offsuit and ace king offsuit does not play well multi-way. It's
Nope.
hard to fold because you get when you make top pair, you're making top pair, top kicker each time, and you lose a lot of money when you fold before you get to fold to two pair.
Yeah, I was asking for it.
We were just dying for me to yell at you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was waiting
that's
for
what I
it.
thought. Yeah. So
Good
Larry, you
this
make
size.
a
is
good point though
oh,
about
oh,
the typical raising range of somebody like this, though. Like their range isn't quite as value oriented, or I mean, it's more value oriented. But you make a good point about potentially having a little bit more calling here than raising. But I would still absolutely 3-bet it.
Yeah.
and
I think you
what
could
do you
make
think
a
of his
better
size?
argument for doing it with ace king suited, but I still wouldn't do it with ace king suited. I would do it with like jack 10 suited.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Larry, let me give you another strong argument about it. When you call, we know that you invite other people in, but the people you invite all have position on you.
Or maybe
You were
you bring
totally
in
right.
like I say bring in like your smaller middling pocket pairs instead of 3-betting your pocket eights, you 3-bet your nines plus and call with your eight, seven, sixes and stuff like that. Their hands, I think, to do it with.
Oh, we
Your
lost your
flop is set.
screen,
Sure, that makes
Josh.
sense.
Lost the
Yeah,
screen. Okay.
I think you've got a good point. Share again, sir.
Well, I mean, it also depends on the type of
There we are.
player you
I think
are.
we're
Like if
always
we're
gonna free
gonna,
bet this, right?
yeah, I mean, just like
I
what
mean, in
type of
theory,
player?
it's a
This
clear
is
cold 4/3-bet. Yes.
this straddles 5, so it's 5 and 5. So actually, what do you think of his size of 25? It's I would not go 25 in his position, right? I would go like 35 probably.
Yeah,
Something like
I
that.
would go bigger, especially because you're out of position.
Yeah. If I was him, I would go 35 probably.
Yeah.
The other people in the pot are
Maybe even bigger.
relatively short, though. Like they've only got 50. What is that? Like
Yeah.
50 big blinds effective for those other three guys?
Yeah.
It would be 40,
So
right? Because it's 5.
yeah, it's even 40 big blinds. So I don't think you necessarily
Well,
have to use a larger three bet size here or ISO size. I think the smaller size is appropriate for the stack sizes involved.
is that their
Okay.
actual stacks, or is that what you put in and then adjusted the people that were involved in the hand?
I can't remember what these guys had, but it was sort of around that. Yeah. So,
Around there. Okay.
yeah, because we're playing 1-2, so they got like 100 bigs or something,
Okay.
just
Yeah.
So you're around
so
125 bigs. So this is clearly, I think, the right choice. I stand
do you think
corrected.
75 is okay?
Sure.
Maybe go
Yep.
60 or something is all right.
I
I've
think
been
that,
doing
well,
it.
I mean,
you don't
Like,
really want to have this hand multi-way. So I think your bigger size is better against the two limpers. You don't want them coming along. I like the size.
yeah. And if he
already an
folds,
inflated
oh, what
size.
do you do?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he does this.
All right,
Yep.
now you're in hell. So in theory, you can call this off, but he has no bluffs, and I would fold.
Say, does he do this with anything worse than ace king?
Yes. Well, not wor
Yeah. I
Sometimes
think
ace queen.
There could be an ace queen suited in there, but mainly he
That's
does it with the pairs that you're sort of flipping, but there's already, but
you're already kind of behind.
there's an overlay.
I mean,
yeah,
a
Yeah.
lot of the
I can
value
get
of ace
behind an
king,
exploit fold.
a lot of the value of ace king here is when you make this cold four slash three bet, is there's half as many aces and half as many kings when you hold an ace and you hold a king.
Now,
And
when they
he has just
jam
told
on
you,
you,
Right.
but he has just told you I have got aces or kings. And I would tend to believe him
and sometimes
and
queens,
throw
but a
this
lot
hand
of times
away.
aces are kings.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
there
I
just
would
Jamming
tend
wasn't
to.
that much
300.
dead money from the other players yet. There just wasn't that much to really, play for. So I can get behind an exploit fold here.
There are also certain players that I would never fold here against. Like there's certain guys I see do it with ace jack or ace queen, and then it is what it is. Sometimes they're gonna have aces or kings, and sometimes they're gonna have ace jack, and I get to stack them.
And then just one thing, if the range that he does this with is aces, kings, queens, if he doesn't do it with pocket jacks and he doesn't do it with ace queen, and he also does it with ace king there, but the fact that there are half as many aces and half as many kings means that there's exactly as many aces and kings as there are queens.
Good way to look at it.
I
I
mean,
think if
you can
one
do
of
it.
these other players went and cold called your three bet, I guess that would be a three bet. If one of these other players cold called, or even two players cold called, and then he jams, then I'd be way more inclined to call.
Because of the extra dead money.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
But should you really?
There he
Because
goes.
Wah,
So
wah.
like
There he
Yeah.
goes.
is like there gonna be so much
yeah,
less
I
likely
think you can
to.
exploit fold there. Let's just look at this in theory real quick. I'm gonna steal the share and I'll hand it back to you.
Okay.
So this is kind of similar. So let's say cutoff raises, small blind, three bets. You cold four. Here's your cold four range. And then fold. And then small blind shoves over the top. So I don't think there's much ace. Well, I think we can get rid of ace five, right? That's gone. Maybe jacks. So I think we can pull those out of his range for sure.
The sevens are not in there. The nines are not in there. The tens are not in there.
So when he goes all in, here's our call off range, and let's look at what's worth what. So fives are worth the least. Ace queens are a mix. Ace King is a clear call in theory, but once we pull out the Ace Five and the Jacks and Queens, this becomes a fold. I think I would really struggle folding Queens here myself, and I'm always calling Aces and Kings, but everything else is up for grabs. Also, what's interesting is look how much that 3% extra for the flush draw gives you
Yeah.
in expected value.
We
I
also
find
incorporate
this
the
really
fact.
shows you the value of being suited in a way. It's worth like here, it's worth what? About 4 big blinds per 100 or whatever. No more than that, 5
We
or
also
so.
incorporate that his ISO range over a stronger then makes it way easier to throw that hand away.
Yeah, it's tough to throw away, and in theory, it's a clear call, but I think as an exploit fold, as Mike
It's a
put it,
hundred big blinds though. This is 100 big blinds.
we
He
were
jammed.
playing 100 big blinds, sir.
No, we're a little bit more, but yeah, it's
No, we weren't
Yeah.
we're
because
like
it
Not
was
much
a
more.
there was a
it was like
straddle line.
600
We were at
something.
125 big blinds.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
I think we're losing
Um,
our ass.
Well, that's why we
yeah.
came to fold, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Uh,
mean, I snap called him, but he'd done that weird shit to me earlier, like min clicking it,
Hmm.
and I
What
just
did he
thought this
have?
is a weird. He had an ace eight. The flop was oh yeah, what was the flop? The flop was ace king jack, and then
Um,
the flush came in on the river as well, and he min
I mean,
clicked
when
on
he
me
jammed.
with ace eight of hearts, no flush. Um,
Just now in this hand, though, what did he have when you called him?
He had aces, right?
Aces,
aces,
aces.
aces.
Well, it's impossible. We block aces.
Right, that's what I thought.
That if I'm at his spot, that's exactly what I would do. I'm like, these motherfuckers under 3 bet. He probably has a good hand. I have aces, just jam. That's exactly what I did the other time too. Like I won 3 game, 500 deep. I open early. The guy 3 bets me from early position. I just ripped it in with aces. He calls me.
Hey,
Ace
Larry,
king.
yes.
in your sim, it showed Ace King is we only had like half the combos of Ace King off there. Was there some calling to the original raise? Like, why did we only have
No,
half of
we
our
we
combos?
were shoving. I
Y-
think we were shoving part of
Oh,
it.
just shoving the other half.
Yeah, small blind.
So,
Yeah, we were shoving. Here,
so go back to yeah.
shove.
Okay,
We were,
shoving the other
this
half. Okay,
is
that's what I was wondering.
our shove range mixed with queens
Yeah.
and jacks. Josh, you have any more hands?
I think that's it.
Brian, I think you
That's
said you
what.
had a hand, sir.
Yeah,
That's all I
some
typed up.
hands. I can go now. If you want to do that.
Sure.
All right. Give me two
Mike, do you have any
five
hands?
seconds.
I mean, I have my 100 NL hands, but you guys like the live stuff, so we'll just keep going live.
All right.
All right. I only really have two.
Which I played live this weekend, by the way.
Nice. How'd it
Ooh.
go?
The
Congrats.
results were good. Yeah, thanks. And it was not typical. It was not typical of what I see you guys bringing. It was 1-2, and it was a lot of limping, which is typical. But they were folding to ISOs, like they were folding everything. It was
Were you
kind of
going
nice.
to a bigger
Interesting.
size or normal size?
Normal. I was normal size ISOs, and they weren't opening like 7x. They were opening like 3x and 4x at the most.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting
Was the
game.
was it an older table?
There were a couple of older gents, and then there was like a mix of just kind of normal, younger, and 30s, 20, like just a diverse group.
You must be playing with a bunch of pros.
No, they weren't pros because they were limping a lot too, and just folding to any aggression.
That's interesting.
Well, maybe that makes them good because they typically probably don't get the aggression.
Sounds like you had more rigs than you did gamblers.
Yeah, it was nitty. It was extremely nitty, and it
Yeah,
was
sounds
easy
like
to
you had
take
some
advantage
rigs at
of it.
that table.
So, Larry, do you want me to fold here or limp?
Well, I want you to play your hand as a hero. Our hero.
Right, we get called here. Old Grumpy Aggro calls us in
Oh,
position.
we get some fancy names. What do we have? Grumpy Aggro?
Old Grumpy Aggro,
Old Grumpy
a
I
Aggro.
dog
remember
I
this.
track
I
better.
remember this game, Brian.
Oh, that was my line. You stole it, Scotty.
Okay, and we
I
flop
came in just to
basically
snipe that.
the nuts here. Um, what do you guys want to do?
Check.
Know what I'm gonna do? I check
I'm gonna
here.
check.
Checks.
I
And we have
fold.
old grumpy aggro bets 20 into 30. What do you guys want to do?
I fold.
Just fold.
One thing I know about old grumpy aggro is he stabs a lot. Honestly, he stabs for big sizes a lot on the flop, and then he'll kind of telegraph from there where he's at.
Hmm.
So I'm not exactly calling this for bingo. I'm going looking to steal some money. And I see this guy basically already out of the hand, like he's cards ready to fold.
Oh,
So
okay. If
I,
you have that read, it makes
All right.
calling
So
or
next
doing
time,
something
just lead
else.
lead with those information first, please.
okay. All right, whatever. So no, that's my reason. I see this and I was about to fold and I see him about to fold and I was like, I know this guy stabs pretty wide with a bunch with some bullshit like his 9X is gonna stab here for a bigger size, just trying to take it down, and then he's gonna telegraph where he's at later on, and this guy's about so I'm gonna float here with devious intentions. And then we make the nuts on the turn,
Hmm.
check to him, let him tell me where he's at. That's 20. What do you
This
guys
is
want to do here?
Well, if you're up to devious, I would construct my two street bluff starting now.
yeah.
Okay, good plan.
Yeah,
This is what
I
I
would be
don't know how I
bluffing
feel
with this
about.
hand though.
What are you I have so
I
much
mean, in theory,
equity.
this is not the greatest hand here because you're blocking what you want him to fold. But fuck theory. We're not here for theory, are we?
I mean, I'm super theory based, so you know.
So
No, you are. You're not GTO.
Yeah, that's true.
you
Um,
really want to have ace highs that he's going to fold. So
what size do we want? I mean, you guys know me at check raise, but what size do you want to use? I'm in a spot where we have some interesting, weird stack depth. I don't know how large I want to go
If we
here.
go
well,
100
let me ask you another
ish,
question. Okay, sizing is sizing, and there's a lot of choices, but really, you want to make a sizing so that you have a pot size bet left behind to shove
Have to be a
river.
little
But
bit more when I'm bluffing.
a question that I'm really curious about is what cards are clear follow throughs on river,
If
and
it's a
what
jack on the
cards?
river, I'm
Yeah.
absolutely never running it.
All right. What about
heart,
well,
Hearts,
heart's
heart,
interesting.
follow through on a heart.
I don't mind a heart at all. Yeah, a
Yeah,
heart's
hearts are
good.
good. Hearts are good. An
A lot
ace.
of overcards, I'm gonna like to bet a lot here,
Yeah.
honestly. I'm gonna like to attack because I think that he's not gonna do this with his stronger jack X's like Queen
Mhm.
Jack, King Jack, and Ace Jack. I think he's gonna go larger here. So I'm gonna really like those cards to blast on. I'm not gonna love a nine. Most of the hands that pair the board, I'm not gonna love. What I would say.
What about like
I don't
Most of the
mind it
cards that
either.
pair the board.
what
I don't
about
mind it either.
Three's not awful now.
what about a three bet to 50, 200, and then 300 behind, and then Christ, you could just shove river if you want max. I mean, you're going for a pure bluff here, so you want maximum fold equity. You don't need to
But it was a
present that
value bet.
maximum fold equity on turn. I mean, I would go to 50 and shove river.
I would go to n-
Okay.
I would go to 80 and shove 80 to 100 and shove river because remember we also want to get some money here and have it be believable.
Oh man, you're greedy,
Yeah,
Scotty.
Yeah,
I'm a little bit
and
more greedy
and
as well.
80
I go to
seems like this
70 here.
great. Yeah, that I like that.
I like 70 because I thought with one we got like 230 in the middle then
Mhm.
ish, and then I still,
Yep,
a decent bet behind to make him
yep,
fold a lot. He folds
yep,
here, but I was
yep.
kind of this sizing. It was where I was looking at where I was kind of like questioning because you know how it is when you're playing a game that opens bigger in general, your stacked up are going to be weird moving forward.
Yeah,
You can see a
How
lot.
much do you play with this guy?
I
A
like that
lot?
size.
A decent bit now. I just started. Maybe he's a snowbird and he's down
Uh-huh.
here. Like I think he's might be a snowbird because I've been playing with him a lot, a month or two. Before that, I've never really seen him.
Okay.
But yeah, he's in
Yeah.
there with he's got his dog track papers out. He's always throwing money on the horses and dogs and all that.
Is
What's
Florida the
this?
only state with dog racing still?
So I don't no idea. I would never do that shit. That shit seems so stupid to me. But you know,
Well, it's your he's a gambler.
Okay.
Florida has highlight.
I know it's got highlights more interesting than the dogs, that's for
Okay.
sure.
All right.
this is this I thought is a good example of him just telling us that he doesn't have anything.
Yeah.
2020. Like the float's a little questionable. If this guy wasn't gonna fold, I'm not floating. But
Mhm.
when he folds, I'm gonna pay attention to. Okay, we're in position, which is good.
Sure.
What do you guys want to do?
Bet.
Yeah, you're
10.
not going to get check
Test.
raised very often, right?
Yeah.
Not often. What size?
If you're not, bet.
Oh,
I mean, these
I got
guys are
15.
pretty much professional, so I'm concerned that they're going to be really check protecting their checking range here a lot with super strong hands.
If you think you are going to get check raised
No,
at
I'm
a
kidding.
some,
Never.
no,
They check
okay.
raise me. I'm folding. They have fucking nuts. We're out of here.
20, 25.
All right. I actually like 25 better. I think we get called by the same things when we go 25. I still want to give the opportunity to raise off stronger hands, but I think that that's just going to happen either way, multi-way. So I think we just go 25. I agree with you. Go to 15 here. I think 25 or 30 is better. We get same calls and they're going to check raise it anyways because they're out of position on a wet dynamic board. So I think this is a mistake. Yeah. Let's think more. Autopilot didn't think enough. We get called. It checks to us. What size do we want to go here?
60.
Or do you want to
60
check?
at least.
I like
He
that
is
better too.
not capped. He's not capped.
You say that.
Uh,
Why do you say that?
oh wait, no, a straight would be.
He already had the straight unless he had four deuce. Four deuce is the only new straight that comes in.
Is he
4-7 was already there.
Is he capped in elastic?
I think that he is capped in inelastic. He's gonna have a lot of flush draws. He's gonna have 8x that'll call a large size here. And he's gonna have straight like pair plus straight draw. He'll have some like 5-4,
He
some
could have two pair too,
6-4,
right?
yeah, 8-7, stuff like I think he could have some two pair that gets there. I mean, a
What do
lot.
we do? What does he do if we bet big with two pair? I don't know. Should we bet again? Should we size up, check the river?
You got to go pot, right?
That's where I'm going. I'm going bet pot now or more,
Yeah.
and then see what the river brings.
This
Yeah,
was
I kind of like
bad.
that.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. This is bad either way. I think that I've been in a spot where I'm not getting called with my value hands enough, so I've been stepping down. It's frustrating. I'm going 45 here.
Yeah,
Figure three
It's not
quarters.
45 is not terrible. It's just
yeah.
because he might have a straight, but
It's more or less it's emotional though. It's not, but I haven't played with these people. I don't know them. I play with a lot of the same people often, and they just so fold so much when I'm going for these types of bets that I've been sizing down against them because like I value I want them to call and they're folding stronger hands just because they're not willing to play for any money. They're like super nitty type of players. It's just like
I think bigger is just more exploitative. That's all. This size is fine. I would say if this was some kind of sim, like theory sim, it wouldn't ask for an overbet. It would probably be something like this.
yeah, I think that exploitatively though, and in my game, I still want to be going at least 60 here. 50. I feel like 50. Like if they're calling 45, they're calling 50. So we might as well go 50, I think. We get called,
Uh,
and the best card in the deck. I was so excited to see this card come out, and now he does this.
60 into what, 150?
Yeah,
Yeah,
easy call, right? I would just
Well,
call.
you're beat most of the time. So understand that when you call, you're going to lose most of the time, and that's still okay. You have to decide now how much most is.
this
call.
is a passive player.
Yeah, yeah. I expect you're beat. The question is how often. That's
Well, I was running through my head, and something also didn't make sense here, and I was like, "What?" Like I go bet. He donks. Like what? Does his 8x do this? I was trying to think. I was like, does his single 8x even do this when I go bet? I go bet on him. I think a decent some of it does, but I was also like, what else? Like, does he have it? Did he was he slow playing straight the whole time? That now is donking into the eight. Just trying to like run through it, and I think I was. I mean, I think I'm beat 100% personally. Is it a passive play? I think that there's just zero chance that I'm. Only thing that is slightly different is the fact that he went kind of small.
mhm.
Yeah,
Makes
flush
me
draw
think
miss
like
though.
flush draw missed.
Straight draw missed.
I would just call. You're
You,
getting good odds, right? And he could have quite. Sometimes they do this with like they had 6-5, they had two pair, and then they just got counterfeited, but they think they can bluff you off an overpair. Like I've seen that. But,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
with a
you're
tiny
like it.
bet, even though it's not a good play,
in
So it
my
is an
head
under bluff
here,
line.
I
We know
think
that,
that
right?
he is absolutely never bluffing, and that I'm losing a 199% of the times.
yeah. But you
is
have
he
to put
net?
in
Calling.
Is
60 to win 330, right?
No, no,
Is it
Josh.
or
If he's Josh, if he says that he's beat 99% of the time, he should fold. If he thinks he's beat 60% of the time, he should call. If he thinks he's beat 60, two to one, he should call.
Well,
yeah?
even
It's
I can
cost.
even have when I take this line, I still have 8x. So what is he doing this with?
I don't know.
That's like what's going through my head is like if I can still have 8x and now he's donking into me on the river,
Or
super
270.
underbluffed after going into him like that. No, it's he bets 150 and yeah, but when I call, yeah, 270. Um,
Yeah, I mean,
So yeah,
so I mean, this
if
is a
he's
pretty
bluffing,
basic.
if he's wrong 20% of the time, you're yeah, 60 and you have to
So
call
you have to be
60.
good 22% of the time, right?
Right. So yeah,
Yeah,
so if he is wrong only 25% of the time, this is a good call.
So it's
How,
like
how
I,
many
5 to 1
times
almost.
have we seen these kind of players? And I don't know, maybe I missed the read on this player, but I'm assuming just kind of general population here. How many times do we see, oh, they're just calling your bluff with sevens or nines or tens, and
Mhm.
then you get to hear, oh, the draws never came in. I'm just going to bet my, mergy super mergy hand. I
yep,
see it all the time.
So they
yep.
don't, so
I
that you don't try to bluff me, so you don't bluff pot or 2x pot.
I feel like I don't see that a ton, and if they do, it's not for a sizing. Even though this sizing isn't huge, it is significant for the game.
Right.
That's part of it. So like we have a significant sizing here. If he bet 100, there would be a 0% chance of me ever calling.
Right.
60
I'm
is
with you
kind of
there.
close. If he bet 30 here, I'm definitely calling.
Right. So
Like
Brian, you
30,
said
I'm 100% calling.
right. So Brian, you said you don't see it a ton. Put a number on a ton because that's what this is
Well, I'm
about.
trying to, so we see them do, but that's also short stack, I think is what you're referring to a lot, Mike, is when we're short stacked and they just don't know what to do, so they just put money in.
No, we've
Yeah,
we've
they don't
seen
know
it
what to do.
like many times on our hand reviews that when we've gone through and seen what, cards these guys have, we've seen this quite often.
Yeah, their
Hmm.
flush
On
draw
this
miss.
exact line, on this line though, when we go bet, and then they donk river, I don't see this line almost ever.
Okay.
I'm thinking that maybe if I went to the bet check bluff catch river line, absolutely. Like if I went bet check, I checked the turn. If I checked the turn and he did this on the river, I would call. But when I go bet and then they donk into me on the river, I think it's
Yeah, and
incredibly
when we
underbluffed.
see
We
this,
don't
it's
see it
usually
often.
like pot or like a big bet.
Right.
For it to be a very strong hand. It's true. It's
When
usually
yeah, when
bigger
it's a
than this, but this I
when
would
it's a
say the
strong
sizing
hand,
is
it's
yeah.
always like pot. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say sizing is generally more significant when like this is a significant sizing, but it's like at the bottom end of significant sizing. Like I would say the like a significant when I see $100 bet in this game, that's a significant size, like a very significant size. But like 50 plus is pretty big, and under 50 is like they're always doing that with bullshit. So
Crazy
I mean,
that
I
50
think
is a
I'm
big bet in a game that people open to that they regularly open to 10 and 15.
yeah, it's odd.
That's
Mm.
strange. Yeah, that
Yeah.
So
You call, he's going to show you 8x sometimes, but I think it's a profitable call.
no, I
He'll
folded.
win the 60%
okay.
that you need or whatever.
Okay.
Did you get a reveal?
Quads.
Quads.
8x, just like we
Damn.
called it.
Yeah.
Well, that's I just
All right.
I
But
don't know. I
again,
think that I'm beat there so much that I can't. I've made the call so many times. You guys see me bringing it in and say I need to stop calling when they do this shit. So I was like, just fold, just get the hell out of the way. He's got it. He has to have it.
right. But remember, if you are right about the call, most of the time you're going to be wrong. And so when you bring it in, you're going to bring hand after hand in wrong. And that's what
Hmm.
should happen to be profitable.
I don't. I'm kind of like maybe I'm forgetting, but I don't remember a ton of like. I do agree with you that maybe when it's they do a very small side. Like if you bet
Well,
30 here, I would call for sure
right. We're
because
going to
I'll
don't worry
consider
about
raising if we bet 30.
yeah. Don't worry about them doing it against you. Watch what they do it against each other because you know everybody else calls, right? In your
Hmm.
game.
Yeah.
So
Well, yeah,
that's
I
how you
watch
know.
it a lot, and
Yeah.
I see it happen all the time where they do that shit, and they just go. Well, it's like the line of if they don't check raise the turn, they donk the river.
Mhm.
Now I would expect him to go bigger, but now we understand why he didn't go bigger. He was dying to get a call.
Yeah.
So yeah, and he was probably like scared of the straight or something. He was very passive. That's part of it too. It's like this guy's been passive all night. When he started
Right.
putting money in, he had the nuts. Like every time he put money in the pot, he had the nuts.
Mhm.
I think you can, we're making the point. You can drastically overfold. Just do not dismiss risk reward here.
Right.
And your measure of risk reward is your pot odds.
Yeah.
So you can choose to fold here, and folding is clearly fine, but just do not dismiss risk reward as measured by pot odds.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I would
And
say it was funky though. The sizing is what tripped me up because I didn't snap. I was sitting there
It is funky.
like what's going on here? And then I was like $60 into 150. It's like it's this is just some bullshit.
right.
It's trying to set its price. But I was like also on an 8 on the river. Well, I can have all the eights here still as over pairs. What is he getting? Like what is he going for here? Doesn't make
So
sense.
here's my suggestion of the thought process on this river, which is do not work out your pot odds first. Make your estimate first of how often you think your hand is good. So you're not influenced by that. Am I over or under that number? Give yourself a number, and you're allowed to be wrong, but give yourself a number. Then work out your pot odds, and now you have your answer.
Okay. Yeah, my brain instantly went to this is under bluffed. I need to just fold. I'm way out of here. I did the pot odds. So I was like, I just don't
Right, but
think he's
under
ever.
bluff, so let's say the guy bet 20, and you say 20 is
Oh,
under bluffed, but is it under bluffed for its pot odds, or is it just under bluffed per compared to GTO?
I don't
Because
think
there is no
20 is.
GTO 20.
I think 20 isn't under bluffed.
Okay.
I think that 30 isn't under bluffed. I don't think maybe 40 isn't under bluffed. I think 50 is under bluffed. 60, then I think above
I
50
think
is under
20,
bluffed.
30.
Just with the
I think 20, 30, and 40 include nines and sevens.
yeah, Yes, that's what I would say. I think that once we get over it,
Those
I was
aren't
just kind of
bluffs. Those are
the
over bluffs.
significant sizing is what got me
Okay.
be like this. Oh, yeah. But yeah, that one's funky, but I'm okay with making the fold, even though it seems ridiculous.
I'd like to see
All
some
right,
mic hands. We haven't seen mic hands in a while.
might get those hands
Are
out.
you all done with the live hands?
I think we've
Two.
exhausted today's live hands, sir.
Oh
Give us
my
some hands,
goodness.
Mike.
I gotta get it opened and set up.
Yeah.
All
Do you
right,
have
no worries.
do you have live hands? Is the question? You said you played some live.
I did. I didn't have any that was like crazy that I marked or noted down. I did have a funny one where a guy, so two limpers to me, it was 1-2. I had pocket nines in the small blind. I made it like 14 or 15, three red chips. The big blind, who was kind of kind of crazy, he put in 45 chips. I thought he was all in, like for 45. I didn't see he still had like six white chips behind. And so I came back around to me. I said, I call, flipped over my hand. He flipped over his hand. Um, I said, I call. And the dealer ran out the flop because he wasn't all in. I thought he was all in. And I was just like, I call. Rolls out the flop. It's a king high flop. He flips over ace king. I have pocket nines. Right? So I'm beat out right now. But the dealer goes, he's not all in, and the guy goes, I got six chips in, and he puts it in the pot. So I got to call $6 already, beat with ace king. I had the nine of hearts, and there were two hearts. I'm like, well, I think I'm actually getting the odds here to call here. So it was kind of funny. Anyway,
Yeah.
then it went heart heart, and I stacked him, and he left. Poor guy.
All right, I'll show this MDA demon beast for a couple of seconds, but just as an intermission while you're getting hands ready, Mike. So let me know when you're
Yep.
ready to go. So we can look at like I think we can look at a hand similar to yours here, Ryan. So if we're gonna give it all positions, right? So if this is you against a big blind defend, because your villain was in the big blind, right? Uh-oh. Brian's not there to.
EP versus big blind.
Okay. So we'll just make the sample size bigger and give it three positions. So you're the raise. You're the raiser, right?
Mm.
Flop is bet. He calls, right?
Yes.
Turn is bet. He calls.
Check bet call.
Now I
Check bet call.
think. So,
Hold
sorry.
on. It's check bet call. Check bet call.
Okay. Bet call. Then I don't.
No, it's a check. Isn't it check? It's check bet call.
All right. So let's try it this way.
Because
The
bet call would imply
caller.
that he donks.
That's why this tool is not intuitive. Caller checks, but then we go to the turn. See,
Yeah,
that's
that's
why
weird.
it does. It's not quite intuitive.
So
But really,
maybe,
it's the razor, so it's really like a check call or check bet, right?
yeah.
But we don't have the check.
Okay, so yeah, maybe bet call means
The
that.
check, the check bet line isn't available.
That's
So
crazy.
then I think we make,
That
if
long.
we're on the razor, I think we make the assumption that it's a check from.
Okay. Oh, okay, right. Oh, click on caller. Just click on caller and see maybe it's that.
So you can see
Call.
caller,
Sure.
caller.
Yeah, there you go. Now you hit what does the razor do?
All right, so here, and then we go razor,
Yeah,
bet, and a call.
yeah,
I think,
yeah. And then this will work. Bet call.
and then bet call is I think what we see
Right.
on
And then on the
turn,
river
right?
you click on caller and hit your donk.
And I think on river you hit caller, and then you go bet, and then I think you switch back to razor, and we've got nothing. So, Mike, are you ready yet to save me from this monstrosity?
Yeah, yeah.
That went
All
well.
right. Certainly did not. All right. What you got, Mike?
Okay. All right. Yeah, so this is 100 NL on the hidden bad word, Scotty.
You?
Um, did we determine if we're still hiding that?
I don't think we care.
Yeah, okay, cool. Then I won't worry about having to hide that anymore. All right. These are just marked in no particular order, just as marked as probably just more like what I V-pipped. So
Mhm.
they could be winning, they could be losing.
Well, this
We
is a
do ice
difficult
up.
spot.
Really?
Three better.
Um, I think I'm becoming the nit of all nits, but playing ace queen out of position here against someone who said they have a good range, yeah, I think it's a little difficult.
Oh, yeah. So this, I think, is a difference between when we play 100 NL online versus the live opponents at 1-2 that you might be used to. These ISOs don't mean a whole lot. I mean,
The
there's a
range is a
range.
lot wider.
Yeah, range is a lot different, I think. You're right.
Yeah,
Or
It
yeah,
ISO
comes to,
folds. These guys have ISO folds.
yeah.
yeah. I hear you.
It
So this
doesn't
was
go to
an
14.
absolute fist pump ISO, re-ISO, I should say.
Yeah.
Um, and we do get to a flop. So we have this flop here, and we're first to act. Does anybody have any recommendations on how they would like to move forward?
You're not
Well,
wrong.
what do you think his
That
range is? So I'm putting him on a lot of middle pairs. I think he's probably devoid of jacks plus, maybe more queens plus. Um, and then a lot of implied odd hands, a lot of suited broadways. What do you think?
Yep, I'm with you there. Absolutely. Like that's pretty good range. I think it includes hands like all the pairs up to like all the way up to jacks.
Yeah,
Maybe even include queens.
yeah,
It includes some ace king potential. People like to not go crazy with ace king pre-flop.
yeah,
I
yeah.
chose to see bet.
Yeah, I think that's fine. I mean, you're essentially, yeah, you're declaring a very strong range.
Chose the B75 sizing.
okay.
Do we hate it, or do we think
I
it's all right?
I think so. I think we think about this as a four bet pot. Like it's not quite a
You
four bet pot
fools.
in SPR. I think it's a big size. I think I would prefer B50. But I understand what you're trying to do. I think you're trying to generate folds from the middle pairs.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Putting a lot of pressure on all those middle pairs that are in there, and ace king.
Let me ask you another question here.
You don't. Oh,
When you make this size, have you already decided this is a two street game on most turns?
Not necessarily. It depends on what I see here. I mean,
Okay.
it depends on the river, or it depends on the turn and what he does, and maybe some timing tells. I don't really put much um, thought into the timing tells, honestly, because I never know if it's just somebody being distracted or in another hand or something. I don't know. But anyway, we got the fold.
well, the
And
one thing you get, Mike, the one thing you get from the timing tells is when it's instant.
when
So
it's
when it's
instant,
right,
yeah.
but when it's instant, you do.
Yep, you're right.
So what does
So
the
that,
instant tell us? I mean, I
That
think
his
the instant
decision
tells
was
us
easy.
often it's a draw, right?
It tells you that the decision was easy.
yeah, they didn't put much thought into it. So if you couldn't think about, hey, should I raise here? Should I just call? Should I fold here? Should I call? And when they do it instantly, that maybe narrows it down to, okay, they're probably not putting much thought into should I raise?
Yeah, they didn't have to consider a check raise, and they didn't think very much about folding.
Yeah. Okay. So this is an awesome result, right? I
My
mean,
Yeah.
God,
It's just,
yeah,
yeah,
that's
exactly the kind of hand that we're
He made
trying
a
to.
very tight fold.
Yeah, that was surprised when I actually wound up seeing what he folded.
Yeah.
I would have seen a turn.
Yeah.
All right.
Default.
Sorry, I missed. What did he fold in the hand?
Pocket tens.
Oh,
What the hell?
Yeah.
So we open king queen standard here from this position,
Mhm.
and we go. Oh, there's a three bet, a squeeze, or I should say a squeeze, from a player who has some pretty very aggressive stats over a significant, decent amount of hands. This would just be normally a fold, and I think the reason I even marked this is because I probably don't, and I probably do that. Yeah, that's what I figured. So that's just a four bet bluff. I don't know if it goes through. It does go through. Okay, so that was just a player type tendency.
Can we see his
Uh,
stats again?
Oh my God, player type tendency. Nicely done.
This
yeah,
guy's
and this,
way too active, and he's three betting. I mean, it's not a big enough sample, but he's three betting a lot. He's three betting an appropriate amount actually for online.
yeah, and I may have also seen something earlier that
Yeah, yeah.
dictated this that I don't remember at this point, but
I
this
like
is.
it. I mean, it's the awesome three bet, four bet bluff hand. And what the and he is totally out of line. Jesus.
Yeah, and this is not uncommon. Like this, like I think I've shown this or talked about it about they're three betting pretty light and re-ISOing pretty light, that sort of thing.
Have you seen any? I know you get this question a lot, but d- have you seen anything that points towards bots or collusion? I mean, everybody loves to complain about ignition, but you've done pretty well, right?
As far as results, yeah. And I've not had any real obvious. I may not be, well versed on what they would be doing, so it could be happening, and I just don't know it. I just have not really said, "Hey, this looks pretty obvious." I've never had that situation come up. I think there's a lot of MDA type. Maybe there's MDA type bots. That's what I think is prolific if there was anything. I don't know about collusion though.
Yeah.
MDA. Oh, okay. I know what MDA bot is. Okay, go ahead.
Like this last hand. Like my suspicion is that this player down here is kind of an MDA bot because this is not uncommon.
Right.
This player type, and then seeing this kind of play
Yeah.
because
Like
they
this
know
VPIP
people
is not
overfold
uncommon.
the three bets. What's not uncommon?
It's not a big enough sample size, but this VPIP,
Yeah, this VPIP and this kind of, where he's three betting super wide range is
interesting.
not super uncommon.
I mean, it's just, yeah, it may not be a big enough sample size, but all right, we like ace king suited.
Rain, so like MDA mass data analysis. So
Oh,
there's,
right. Yeah, no.
they're just taking tendencies and exploiting them.
Yeah, no, right. Yeah, we literally just uh had the MDA thing, like the MDA demon, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So here is a short stack cold call, and we get this flop. Brian, are you saying open jam this hand at this point right now?
I'm kidding. Um, I mean, I would just bet it behind.
Yeah, I don't know what I do here. I may see these stats and think he's going to do a lot of the betting for me, but I don't know what I do. Let's see.
Very
Uh,
stack. Doesn't seem very aggressive, right? 1.8's not very aggressive.
no, not crazy aggressive, but also not crazy passive either.
Okay. I mean,
Oops. So
oh,
I did go small. He min clicks it with the short stack.
well,
Oh,
he
he's
has
got
to have the absolute
got
nuts.
24. He's got 24 left. He doesn't have to have a flush for
Ooh,
this.
why
Yeah, I
do that
just
though? Why do
uh,
that though?
big hand, big hand. I just don't think they're ever once they do this, I think I just want to get the money in now.
Yeah, if you're doing it because you're saying I don't want another heart to come and scare him off, then yeah. But if he's capable of bluffing, yeah, whatever. He's got 20. Can't really do anything. Oh, he calls. Just calls.
Many of his bluffs have a single heart, and any single
Yeah.
heart. Yeah.
So we might as well either we just jam then. I can call now.
Yeah, I could see just jamming too. I just thought my hand was strong enough where he's still going to come along and give him the incorrect odds to call with hearts. And
Now we
so
just jam.
yeah.
He calls King Jack.
King Jack, no heart.
Yep.
Okay, King 9 off to a limp. Do we like ISO here?
I
Too
would,
weak?
I would shoot. I think we can ISO, but only because we're on the button.
Can fold this.
Yep, I'm on
Holding
board
is
with
fine
folding.
too.
Yeah. I'm,
What's
but
the
yeah,
rule
if
that
the
we kind
overall
of
VPIP is 50,
applied?
I want to fold. I want to fold.
If we would be on in the hijack, we would fold King 9 off here.
Yeah.
I did go ahead and ISO, and we got
Don't hate it.
cold call from a shorter stack, and we go three ways. It goes check, check.
I would see that a lot here.
I like this hand as a C bet myself. I don't know if I do.
What do you like about it?
I like that it's two overs to those to the bottom two. It's got some backdoor potential,
Okay.
and it's
Great.
pretty weak. The hand itself is pretty weak.
Yeah.
And you're gonna be have the best aces, right, compared to their range.
Yep.
True.
Ace is not necessarily a bad card for us. I went with like a B25 size, got called in two spots. I think we're
Now
done.
we shut down.
Yep. Uh, Definitely don't continue. And it goes bet call. And then we just have a simple jam.
Right.
I was thinking it's a call.
Oh my
Eight
goodness.
kings. Wow.
What is going on?
Re-raise.
Let's see how this one actually went here. So it went limp, ISO, call.
This guy's obviously super aggressive.
Yeah, that's
Just three bet.
obvious.
Zero, three bet fold, three bet 43. Wow. Oh, if he three bets, you run. Did he come out and bet the turn, or did he wait till the river to bet?
River.
Hmm.
Well, yeah, of course, he flopped an ace. The flop had an ace on it, so ace in it. So, all right, next hand. Um, a limp from the button and a call.
Punish him. See the flop.
Okay, we check.
Well
Nice
punished.
little two pair. What do you guys think? I'll
Three
tell you
big
what.
blinds in the rainbow board's not going to stab a lot. I would just lead.
I would imagine I lead here because I typically would in limped pots like this and flopping a pretty big hand. I just default to leading. I check though. Only seven hands from this guy, so don't really know much. The dryness of the board maybe makes checking a little
Hmm.
better
Read.
or worse.
Well, I think the exploitative is how much a wetter board would be stabbed more. Is that the argument?
Yeah, so you can go for a check raise on this.
So this dry texture would lead us to dunk more.
Yeah. You want
And we're not risking as much when we check and get checks behind. There's less equity to
True.
be. Now I think we should be betting.
Yeah.
We should be getting value. B75. Call. In this spot here, I think I'm definitely going to be value betting. It's a question of size, and I can potentially bet fold, but we'll have to see what transpires. Does anybody like a particular size?
How big did you go on the turn? Two?
What size, Brian?
Yeah, what size did you go on the turn? Two?
Yeah, two into three, or more like 2.25 into three or something like
One, four or something. Um, we get ooh. So we think he has some like 10x. I'll go small here. Like, I don't think he's gonna have a ton. I mean, he could have some. Yeah, no, I'm just go kind of small here. Got like four big blinds. Blinds. Ugh. Ugh. Really valuing hand worse than two pair here. Does he get a limp? Queen Jack isn't open to anything.
I don't remember this hand. I don't know what I do. I know I'm sitting here looking at it now going, I'm not sure what we should do. I mean, it could be a fold, it could be a call. Do we have any preference?
I mean, I think.
Well, do you think you're beating any value?
I think a lot of it is just like Queen X probably just call.
So if you're beating value at this price, I think we call. I mean, theory says that we're beating any value, we'll call, right?
Right.
And so your price is not the price is not atrocious. I think we
So we're
call
thinking
and
he
lose a
gets here
lot.
with king, queen.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe he doesn't.
I think we're going to lose a lot, but I think the price allows us to call with this hand. It was kind of a shitty run out.
I folded. Yep, ace queen.
Yeah, yeah. I think we just got the call a lot when we're given this price. I mean, it was a shitty run out, but I think, yeah.
Okay, we have a poster and a short stack raising kind of a standard raise without a poster. The
The
poster
first question I
call.
would have is here is, do we use a conventional squeeze size here against a short stack roaster? Let's talk about the sizing as a group. So I like 10 here. What about anybody else? Scotty, what size are you gonna use here? Oh well, I guess Brian. I,
Who's the short stack poster?
The
uh
poster is over here.
See? There. He's not
17,
short.
right? Was it?
Yeah, he's not short. So I'm just using normal size.
So
I
my
mean, we go
typical normal
smaller.
size
Do we
is
don't want to go? We don't want to go. We want. I mean, number one, we just want this hand to get heads up. And if he jams us, we just call. 44 big blinds just calls. We just call his shit, and then we just don't want to be going multi. Even in position, we don't want to be going multi-way. At this point, you're getting either way. If only villain 21 calls, the money's going in pretty much.
yeah, if we get just one caller, I mean, we're happy. I think my standard size here would be 13 to 15. Larry, are you thinking the conversation to be had, but maybe we don't have to go quite as big our standard size because of his short stack.
Yeah, but I think theory here, like, I could be wrong, but I think theory here is around at 100 bigs. It's around, it's a little bit smaller. It's around like 10. And then you have the short stack and you're in position. So I kind of like 10, but it's not, I don't think it's that important. I think 13 or 14 is fine.
Yeah, Larry,
Now,
where do
why
you
do you
get
think theory would be 10 if they were all full stacks?
Oh, there's 3.
Yeah, I'm confused on what's going on. What's being
Oh,
discussed
sorry.
here.
There's 3
We want to
people.
get heads up. That's what's most important. I don't give a shit about anything else.
All right. Um, well, that changes everything. So I guess we do go bigger. I didn't notice there were 3.
Yeah, 14.
Okay, I like it. Oh goodness, this is hell.
This is not hell at all.
Yeah, this,
Okay, but I
Oh,
think
wait,
that
oh, you've got
the
21
click
left.
range, I think we can say at some frequency is going to be aces. This is
A
a
little
favorite of,
funky.
especially of fish, which this guy is.
Mm-hmm.
Want to have
Yeah.
aces. Certainly, I might be a little monster under the bed, but you could do anything you want here, I think. An exploit fold is probably out of the question, but this is a lot of times this clicky shit is aces.
I would just call,
But
right?
our reverse implied are a lot less here. So
I
I
mean,
think
like the thing, we just jam, right?
we could
Like,
Brian's
like
like,
what
get
the
the money
hell?
in.
Like yeah, he's gonna have aces here sometimes, but if we call, are we folding? Like we're not fucking folding if we call here.
Yeah, I guess it can be I mean, we're in position.
Well, if you call, yeah, you could play it this way, Brian. I'm not suggesting it, but you could call here and on a board that is Ace King X, you could fold.
Yeah, that's true. Or
I
we
mean,
can.
we have
what about
position. You can
what
get it
about
in here.
even
That's
an ace
fine.
X flop, like just an
That's
ace high flop?
You
so
could do
saying
that too. I'm just saying. I was
on a
giving
king high
you.
flop. Are we folding? Are we ace high flop? Are we folding? Probably not for a when we're in for 50 bigs and puts a less than half pot in the middle. More than 50 bigs. So, honestly, actually, call is good, but we're just jamming every flop. Yeah, I was gonna say call is good and then
Yeah,
jam every
so
flop.
now it's kind of a done deal. Yeah. He's gonna shove this and we're gonna call a lot.
And he's gonna have king queen.
And
Look
he
at
does
that.
not have aces. He has
Oh,
king queen. Nice hand, sir.
Would be more concerned about him having aces if he was deep as shit there. If he had 200 bigs or
Yeah,
100
yeah, there's
bigs,
less implied.
I'd be significantly more concerned.
There's less reverse implied here. Nice hand.
Here's what they're
I,
calling with down
I just
here.
want to say that I hated seeing that hand
Why do you hate seeing that hand?
because I have a hand live where I folded queens in a similar situation. You're going to see it a little different, and we'll decide. But I did.
Okay. I
We
think
should
clear
just made our
defend.
life easy and just called on the button with queens.
Yeah, just original
Set mine.
oh,
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding.
set mine.
Set mine are queens multi-way.
King Jack suited, under the gun raise, and a couple of calls in between.
Yeah, I think that's pretty early position. Squeezing here is pretty gangster. I don't think I'd find it.
do you even maybe like fold when if there's so many calls already?
I think this hand class has got a lot of implied odds, right? You can make Broadway and you can make really good flushes,
He's so
including nut flushes
good.
King
with
Jack is
cups.
is a
So,
fold. King Jack off is a fold
Oh
for
yeah,
sure.
King Jack
but
off.
this hand I think has got enough implied odds against this many ranges
Right.
to
How
nut
did
at
you
equity that
ISO
you want to
to?
call. But yeah, King Jack off is a clear fold.
King Queen off might even be
I would
a
hate playing
fold
King Queen
theory.
off here.
I would do it for sure.
You'd
Okay,
Yeah, like I
squeeze with
say,
King
I'm
Queen
pretty
off.
loose.
get checked around.
King queen off is a fold here in theory.
Yeah.
Is it? You look
Yes.
okay. It checked around.
I'm gonna check
And here
again.
we are.
I want to bet here. I absolutely want to bet here.
Want to check and possibly check raise.
Problem with
What
a
happens
bet
when we
here
bet?
might
They just
be,
call all their showdown shit, and we kind of just have to hit.
That is true.
and
Well,
we
no,
also
we
have
don't
If
a
we
really have to hit
short
Brian. We
stack that we
can
are
bet
dealing
clutch.
with.
if we check, they're probably gonna. A lot of them players are probably gonna come out short stack. Ugh. But
Yeah.
well, if short stack checks twice, then we're fucking good. It's for a check raise. Or if it goes bet behind at 26 and he okay. Okay. What does the guy do?
Sizing is on the large size here.
I'm okay with it.
I think if you're gonna bet, you might as well go bigger. Oh yeah, that's what we wanted. Um,
This, I think, is a fold.
then
You're going to under realize if you hit and you're not being offered the odds.
Yep. What are you going to do if you hit?
infinite aggression.
Yeah.
Take
What are you going to do?
hands.
What are you going to do if you hit?
It
the-
doesn't matter at this sample size. Yeah, I think we yeah. I think nice hands there. We're
Yeah.
out.
What
I want to
about
see what he had.
implied odds? Like if we hit and assume we can get any more from it?
Well,
The problem
Often
your
does he
implied odds
check?
are I think in theory your implied odds are significantly less because you're playing out of position.
Yeah.
We won't realize.
And like
So
if
they are under realized. Yeah.
And-
So
also like people are afraid of flushes, right? Like if your flush completes.
Yeah, if you're flush
Yeah.
completes, you're gonna donk. I'm assuming.
Right.
An interesting hand to have here would be ace four of spades or ace two of spades, but I think this is a fold.
Yep.
Let's see it. See his bluff.
Wow,
Yep, 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 yep.
that is an extraordinary life choice.
Yes.
Anybody, nobody, the thought didn't come up from anybody about jamming the turn.
No, I was considering it, but I don't really want to. I'm trying to think of like what do we get to happen here?
Jamming the turn over his imposition raise or open jam.
No, right here. So right here, or sorry, right here. We bet he raises, comes back to us.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the hand we're seeing here is unusual. But I do have questions sometimes when I see an imposition raise. If you had tens here, or if you had sixes or fives, or even two pair, which is hard to have in this EP position, why would you want to generate a fold at the top of your range? Why would you want to use an aggressive action if you have tens here? Why would you, when you're in position and you're going to fully realize on river? Why would you want to do this? Maybe you
So
want
the
to do this
answer-
with Jack
The
10.
answer would be to charge a flush draw and to charge a
Front
four.
load. Yep.
Okay.
Don't
But
let
that
a,
doesn't.
don't let a
All
flush
right.
draw
Okay.
don't let a flush draw have a card for
Yeah.
for,
It's a
for
pretty
that.
nitty play with
Yeah.
your sets, but all right.
Yeah, I was under the impression of checking's good here because we think a lot of the time those pocket twos are just gonna call behind when we bet. Even pocket
I
twos
think
I
it's an
would
aggressive
fold.
semi bluff because you're betting into three ranges.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just like a check because I want to see what they do, and then I can check raise them. Like if you checked here and say he probably comes out and bet, considering this is what he did, and then we check raise him, just folds.
I would have preferred, frankly, I'm not being results oriented, but I would have preferred a check here because you've got a lot of equity to realize. And he just might have made it a size anyway. That you couldn't have called, but um,
Yeah.
you're semi-bluffing into three ranges. I think I prefer trying to realize equity.
He is or you are.
I think our hand, Queen Jack spades,
King
I
Jack
think I
spades.
prefer checking and trying to realize equity
Okay.
in a multi-way spot.
Right.
All
All
right,
right.
so you've
This
got
guy does not have a small blind range. This guy has a
yeah,
big
that's
blind range.
yeah, that's a good way to look at it.
Yep, his VPIP of 50 is what lets us adjust to that.
Yeah. Hello, Dream
Nuffle,
Spot.
Nuffle his ass.
By the way, I did employ Nuffle at the live table too, which was fun.
Yay.
Oh, you got to tell us about that hand next.
I don't remember the details. I just remember that he docked into me. I called with nothing. He bet relatively small, like half pot on the turn, and I raised pot plus his bet, and he folded
Yep.
when I
I
had
I
air.
have employed it on occasion. It is very fun to employ live. It's a lot more fun to employ live than online.
Yeah.
All right, so we are in the mode. Nuffle says B30 here,
Right.
and looks like I deployed.
Great.
Hit the call.
Hello. Uh-oh.
The redonk.
Right. We raise.
I don't think this is even a thin value raise. I think you raise, but then I don't know if we can even fold to a reshove, especially given what stack he's got left.
Yeah. We raise.
About smaller than that. Yeah,
And
we want to go smaller, I
Let's see if
think.
it matters. It doesn't matter.
interesting life choice.
No, it doesn't matter. He probably folds either way.
He's
Just
trying
to
to
give you
set
that
his
a lot of
price.
range is very weak there.
Right. So do you remember? So Brian, do you
Hmm.
remember on your hand with the pocket eights?
The pocket hates eights a lot of times, Scotty.
The quad eights. The quad eights
Yes,
against the
yeah.
pocket jacks. This is a
Hmm.
similar line.
Yeah, but what happened on this? It went
Oh no, when
he
he donked.
donked.
No, you're right.
This
When he
is
donked
very
that.
different.
No, you're right. You're right. It's very different. Never mind.
Yeah.
You're
No,
right.
I'm not. And then what did you do on the turn? What happened on the turn?
It wasn't check bet.
Heck that. Yeah, this is way different.
Yep, this is way different. Never mind.
Yeah, no, this is a somewhat
Yeah.
and look at the sizing he used, even though like yeah, he used a really small that guy used small sizing compared to pot. It's significant for the game. That I'll still make the
And
argument for.
and think about like in Nuffle land, right? So we go B30 here.
Hmm.
And they call with their still weak range, which is what the B30 is targeting.
Hmm.
Okay, we get this river. Let's assume the river's another deuce or something. Some, kind of a blank really that doesn't change much for us or for them for that matter.
Hmm.
And they check, the bet is a B30 again, right? I
Mhm.
think it's a B30 on the river, Scotty. Do you know? Do you remember?
I'll
I
get
don't
But
know
it's
enough
just,
for strategy, but that's what I would do because you assume their range is ultra capped and weak.
yeah. And then we B30, and then he may look us up with his weak range.
There's a plane flying over.
Okay, so
Did you
here
say there was?
is,
Oh, sorry.
yep.
Did you say there was going to be a special on Nuffle at some point, or did I miss it?
Yeah, medium value with but we have we go 30. Yep, we go 30.
I think Josh is asking for a future Nuffle presentation.
Did someone suggest that? I think, or
Yeah, I
was
mean
it?
there was gonna like I
Yeah.
think the day that was supposed to be that was ended up being like Scotty's like horrible table day, like the first day of that
Oh, okay.
nothing. Like I think you said like the Friday before or something that you wanted to do not a Nuffle thing that day,
Okay.
but it ended up being that.
Right.
I remember that as well.
Well, if you feel like doing it, I think what we'll do if we do enough of one, I think we won't record it. I think that's how we'll do it. So
Right.
as
Yeah,
not
I
to,
think
so as
that's
not
got
to
to
put
be.
his stuff that way. And we can do that if you want to do it tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to be the same thing. If you want to, if you're around, Mike, and you want to lead that tomorrow, because I'm going to be
Yep.
fucked
Yeah,
tomorrow.
I'll
I'm
be in and
fucked
out
today.
tomorrow.
What?
Uh,
Okay.
So Scotty, you're around to open the room, but then you're going to be in and out as well.
Yeah, I'm around to open the room, but then I have another hour of my show after I open the room,
Got it.
and
Okay.
then after that I'll be exhausted like I am now. Okay.
Okay. Um, all right. So
Short stack poster, a couple other short stacks on this table, like even a little micro stack over here. Um, this is my standard ISO when I'm out of position and early position as well. I know, like Scotty likes to go like is the normal 4.5 on any position. I go smaller in earlier position and larger in late position,
Okay.
and I'm out of position to the poster. But that's just my standard. It kind of follows the that similar pattern of when you look at some of the GTO opening ranges and their
Yep.
raises. It's smaller in earlier positions and is larger in the cutoff and the button, but it's kind of the only reason I do that.
Makes total sense.
And we get a 3-bet
Hmm.
this is pretty strong.
back to us with pocket jacks.
He's got a 3-bet of 19. Now, how many hands do we have on him? 53. So it's certainly not a small three. It's certainly a healthy 3-bet.
So 19, when you scroll over the 19, does it show you how many instances?
Yeah.
3 out of 16. So this guy's pretty active. I like a flat here.
Yeah, I'm certainly not folding, and I would definitely see these stats and consider 4-betting.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he's a very active player. He looks a lot like a reg, 27, 23. He looks like a very
Yeah,
active reg.
yep, for sure. I don't know what I do. Okay, I do 4-bet.
Uh,
That 4-bet is small.
It is a small 4-bet.
You're out of position.
all right.
Fold.
Do you hope it's ace king or do you? I think you can exploit fold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see what it was.
is it even
King,
an
queen.
exploit at this point with just jacks? Like jacks?
I don't think, you know what? I don't think he has to. I don't think he has to shove aces here
No.
because if you call, if he just calls, it's 60 bigs in the
Actually,
middle and he's got 80 bigs behind,
he should have just
right?
called. That was a disaster game.
I think
Jacks to
this is a
fold, though.
blunder. I think this is a
Yeah,
in position blunder.
that was
I,
terrible.
I think, I mean, you guys can tell me if I'm wrong, but I think this is a high frequency trap spot given the SPR.
Yeah, what it was he
No.
decided that Mike has no 4-bet fold range, and so he
Yeah,
can
you
just
might be right.
call. He's just being impatient.
Yeah, I think we should be trapping. I don't think we always trap aces, of course, but I think at this SPR and in position, I think this is a trap.
Yeah, the initial 4-bet too size, like Scotty noted how small it was, and I don't know if I can go any bigger and fold.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, you've got the 30% thing going, right? 33%. Yeah, it's a very good point. Even though we're 20% against his hand. Um, yeah, this is an interesting spot. Nice disciplined fold, sir.
Good fold.
A lot of people lose a lot of money in that spot because they fall into the sunken cost fallacy.
Yeah.
But we can also obviously we can also call there too, right? I mean,
I would have leaned towards calling.
I think there is a lot of call. You open EP and get three bet on the button. I think you can call queen some portion of the time here.
This is a
oh,
squeeze.
theory's going to fold this. Like
Is it
you look
really?
at the charts, I think it's going to fold jacks at a
Raise,
pretty good clip.
call.
No, it actually, I think it actually would call like once.
I don't know if we can.
I think it's more
Well,
that you shouldn't be free betting the jacks
Yeah,
or like yeah.
I don't know if we can make this happen because I don't have calls in here.
so what I do to trick it, and I don't know if this is makes it helpful, is I put it on one kgg, which I think actually probably resembles humans ranges more because there's more
Here's some
flats
calls.
and not
Here's
as
some
many
calls.
disciplines. Yeah, maybe you can do it.
Was he on the button?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he was. Yeah, he was.
Yeah, jacks are folding
Wow,
here.
But you found the sliver of raise that they have.
true.
Man, it's a
Scotty
four bet
Slivers,
bluff.
my mentor,
Right.
and it raises to 30 over a 12.
Yeah, that was the
So
thing, because I thought your raise size was a little too small from out of position. But as it turns out, good for you for saving.
now, Rain, was that you who did you see something else where it wanted to always call?
Sorry.
Was
I
that
mean,
Josh or was that Rain?
It was
uh,
rain, but I thought like with 200 big blinds, this would be a call, right? Just to set mine. Um,
Oh, 200 big
um,
blinds? Yeah,
this is a call.
I bet
Uh,
that changes things quite a bit.
Surely, right?
You're still folding jacks.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, okay.
But
This
less.
is just this three bet.
But less.
yeah, no, I was looking at some peak GTO and just didn't put in the cutoff
I
call.
think it's because the cutoff calls, it
Yeah,
really doesn't want to go three ways out of position. So
yeah,
if the cutoff didn't call, I think you call the jacks every time, right? So
yeah. Then
Well,
you
also
try
the
it.
do.
raise is the raise is significantly smaller.
Yeah, but you could change, like you could put it on 80 big blinds or something, right? And then have the cutoff fold. It would definitely call, I think. If the cutoff folded,
Oh, and then we get a single three bet?
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure. Well, I'm surprised. Is this some really high rake? It's got. I mean,
No,
it's
this
so
is
nitty. This. I suppose. Yeah. It much prefer to have nines and eights. That's interesting, isn't it? Yeah.
this is a little less rake on
What?
this sim.
What? Because they're supposed to three bet ace jack suited, ace ten suited.
And here you're in position and you fold it that much.
Oh, yeah, the raise comes from here.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that was even worse. But now the rake is so much smaller. I mean the raise is so much smaller.
Yeah, it can be pretty nitty. I mean, I remember when someone had it the other day on the with a five big blind open, and it's like it folds. You just fold everything, don't you? Unless it's a suited Broadway, which you free bet, and you just don't call.
Yeah.
Yep.
This will be my last one because I'll have to go. All right, we got a short stack poster, a limp from a short stack. We have ace 10 off on the button. We have a short stack in the big blind here, but I'm going to ISO this, I'm sure.
Do
Yeah.
we ever think about the fact that our ace 10 is worth more this shallow?
Yeah, it
Mhm.
should
I
be.
think our hand is worth more with these shallow stacks.
Mhm.
So I would have gone like, wouldn't you go 6.5 here rather than five is a bit small, right?
5.5 is pot. So five's a little bit smaller than that. Um,
Now you're out of position. You would go
No,
for
he's in position. He's the
Yeah,
button.
6.
he's the
Oh,
Oh,
button.
he's
sorry.
the
You
button.
see,
Oh, okay,
sorry,
never
he's
mind.
on the button.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
mistake. Yeah.
Okay,
So
I thought
yeah,
he was out of
yeah.
position too.
Right.
Sorry. Yeah.
And Mike likes to go a half a big blind smaller than I do. His regular 3-bet size is to 4 against one.
Mike's a super net.
and we're going four ways to the flop versus some short stacks here.
Ugh.
Right. Well, the hand should be easy to play.
Yeah, right. Let's see what, I wonder why I marked it. Maybe just
Just to see
because
what
it,
they did it with.
okay. Yeah, I don't see why I would bet here.
Well,
So can I make an argument for betting and you guys can tell me if I'm off base here?
Yeah.
Obviously we flopped very poorly. However, on
So
this
does everybody
low,
else.
it misses everybody else too a lot. But it's three fucking ranges. I think you can go either way here. I changed my mind. I think you can go either way.
it's three fucking ranges, and you shouldn't be surprised to see one of them having a pocket pair of some kind. And
Yeah,
not holding it.
agreed.
Yep.
Nice hands.
I don't know if I don't know why I marked this, to be honest. Maybe it's
Oh,
because of what I
you just
do
wanted to see
here.
what you just wanted to see what they did it with.
No, I don't think I've ever marked a hand because of that.
Oh, okay.
Unless it was like multiple people and I just wanted to see what the hell was happening. But yeah, I don't know why I marked this one.
All right, let's see what they
Well,
did.
speaking
Maybe it
of,
was the
let's.
flop decision. Maybe it was the flop decision. Like, can we bet there? Like maybe that's what it was.
I think we bet more on this flop, even though we totally miss. But against three ranges, I think against one range we can. Against three ranges, no.
So here's another way to look at this hand, which is if you win this hand 1/3 of the time, you
Yeah.
profit.
Yeah, I see your
You're
point.
supposed to lose this hand all the time, and that's just fine.
That's just the math of multi-way pots.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're putting in 1/4. If you can take out 1/3, that's a nice profit. The
Yep.
idea
That's a good
of
way to look at it.
struggling to try to win every one multi-way pot, I think is a bit suicidal.
Fool's errand. Can we say that?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It is
This is a tough
I
spot.
think it's unprofitable is what I really mean.
This is a tough spot. This is I would flat here.
We have some fishy players in the blinds.
Yeah.
And we'll have
You're gonna get a
position on
lot
them.
of. I might be thinking about this hand wrong. I think of this. I think of this hand as being quite the implied odds hand,
Mhm.
and so I don't hate taking it multi-way, but I might be totally off base with the qualities of this hand.
Yeah, I'm Larry. Again, I don't remember what I do, but if I'm sitting here right now, I think I would prefer a call as opposed to an ISO.
Mhm. The call does
And I
one
do.
other good thing, which is by bringing in the other players, we neutralize some of Villain 32's ability. He
Yep.
has to play a little face up.
It's a good point.
Whereas I would never call it. I don't think I would call it if I was in the small blind.
No.
So the fact
Looking
that
at
we
you
will
coming up with
have
nuggets,
absolute
Scotty, at
position.
9 p.m. at night.
Yes.
Look, okay, all right, now.
And jet lagged and working and working all day. All
All right, this is the dream. I don't think with this many players we need to we need to raise a position here. I prefer a call. My
This is a
God, boy.
raise. I can't see
Oh,
how
that's
much
a
that.
raise?
Yeah, I can't see how much it was. It looks like it was 12
All
something.
right.
We'll
That's
just go
not
back.
good.
It'll click back one. I'll tell you what it was. He had 68. Now he has
He has raise. He has
56. That's 12. Oh, easy call. Easy call as long as this guy doesn't knock you out. All right, double
They just want to
So,
reopen. I've seen it so many times. They reopen the action with a bullshit raise like that. Then they get
Yeah.
jammed on and they fold.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's true.
great. The
People do
only
that
bad,
all the time.
the only bad thing is if you're against the bigger flush draw.
I think that let's see what gun 32 does here. The value of your hand clearly has gone down.
Yes. This is a
You're,
good fold.
yeah, I think you fold here. All right, go for it, sir. And he's going to put it in, and you're going to be in hell here.
That sucked. That
That's
sucked. Yeah,
that
I was.
that is a terrible card.
You're going to be in hell. So you are blocking the cards you want him to have,
Yes.
and he has shown significant aggression across 3 streets. I think I don't. I
I
mean,
would just call
you're
because of
only
the odds.
beating bluffs which you're blocking, but the pot odds are incredibly compelling. But what other bluffs does he have? Does he have like ha 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 ha?
He has that.
That's
I
insane.
couldn't believe it. I could not believe it.
Did you hear him
Yeah.
Yeah.
with those pot odds? Yeah. That is insane. How many hands does that guy have that he's played?
22.
This is the guy
That's
who's
not a
V
good
pipping
sample
everything
size.
too.
No anything.
He's the kind of guy who I wouldn't expect to do this.
Oh yeah.
He's got a V
You've
pip of
seen some
50, and he's never open pre-flop, and yet he chooses to bluff into 3 or 4 people.
yeah, this is insane.
That surprises me.
And
Would it
the
work?
fact that the 5 has paired is what makes us not want to just try to hit our flush here, I think, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's why.
But
It's
also what I was thinking is that the 5 also really reduces the amount of thick value he has. I mean, there's only one combo of 5s now,
the
which I think is a lot of what he's claiming he has on when he raises.
the other weird thing about his play here, I guess it's not that weird, is by dividing his bet up, he guarantees that he gives you great pot odds on the river. But if he just throws in his 56, you might call him with a flush draw, and all the flush draws beat him. So, I mean, if you don't hit that jack, this works. His bluff on
Yeah.
the river works.
Yep.
So that is an interesting thing coming from him to not just do the big turn bluff.
Mike, thanks for the hands. Those are some interesting ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks. I got to go.
All right,
talk to
guys.
you later.
Talk to you tomorrow.